Welcome, Pewter Report readers, viewers, and listeners to a brand new edition of the Pewter GameDay Show, energized by Celsius, the official energy drink of PewterReport.com. We are ready to preview everything for Bucs versus 49ers. And of course, don't change that dial once the game gets going, because I'll be on with various Pewter Report guests to give our live reactions, our opinions, analysis, and everything in this Bucs versus 49ers game. I'm your host, Matt Matera, by the way. Probably should have started with that. Joined with me is my fellow colleague from PewterReport.com, Adam Slavon. Adam, how are we doing on this Sunday afternoon?
On this fine Sunday, I'm doing great, Matt. Although I'm sure in a couple hours from now, the Bucs aren't going to be doing just as great. Have my doubts today about the game and how it's going to go, but regardless, I still got to ask you, what day is it today?
It is game day, and I think it's a very exciting one. I know it has the chances of being a blowout, but just going into this game, I would be pretty stress-free if I'm a Bucs fan. No one expects you to win, and even a loss today doesn't really impact too many things with the division itself for the Bucs. So if there's any week where you can afford to lose, and I'm not saying they're playing just not to lose, but I would say that this is the week where with the Saints and Falcons not playing, this is a week where things could be okay even with a loss.
And in a lot of ways, I mean, you can look at it if it ends up being a blowout, like a preseason game, because you'll probably see a lot more of the backups and different guys in. So either way, kind of a win-win. Even if they lose, you might see some other guys play, probably not lose as much division standing, and you still got a shot to compete in the NFC South. And that's the biggest thing, and it just speaks volumes about the division. But for the Bucs, I do want to say that today is really their last chance to really prove themselves in the NFC, because after losing to the Eagles and Lions in the fashion that they did, the only other NFC matchup that they have outside of the division this year is against the Packers. So if they really want to show that they're a playoff team, they got to put up a fight today.
They do, absolutely. Good point there. And yeah, I mean, you look back at the Eagles game. Obviously, it's a team game, but the offense only scores 11 points. You look at the Lions game, the offense only scores 6 points. They don't even get into the end zone. And you say, can they really hang with these good teams? I don't necessarily think so. So it will be quite interesting to see. Wow, Titans just hit a crazy trick play to score against the Jaguars.
That's what the Bucs need to do today. Hit on a trick play.
I definitely agree with that. Scott Reynolds talked about it a little bit on the Pewter Report podcast and in the Pewter preview as well, that, hey, like, why not try anything in this game? But speaking of who is going to play and not play in this game, Adam, why don't you tell the good people about the game day inactives?
Yeah, so it was already revealed a couple days ago that Ryan Neal would be the one inactive for the Bucs, strong safety. So that means D. Delaney is going to be taking a lot more reps there today, much to the delight of Bucs fans. But in other inactive news, you have left guard Matt Filer. He's still inactive. So Aaron Stinney will again be filling that starting role. Cam Gill at outside linebacker is inactive. So you know what that means? More Marquise, please.
Yeah.
And Marquise Watts, he'll definitely be trying to turn it up a little bit more today and hopefully get more than the 11 reps he did last week. Otherwise, more the same. John Wolford, he'll kind of be that emergency third quarterback going up against the 49ers. And no Keyshawn Vaughn, and Sean Tucker will be filling that third running back spot.
Yeah, we'll see. Sorry, we'll see how much Sean Tucker even plays. I mean, he barely suited it up the week before.
He only got that one rep at the kneel. But
yeah, exactly. So he was pretty much just playing a special teams role. But obviously, the two big things there are Filer being out, so Aaron Stinney once again plays at starting guard, and Marquise Watts, as you mentioned. How many snaps would you like to see Marquise Watts play? Because I have my own thought process about it, but curious to get yours first, and then I'll give my explanation.
I would say definitely more than last week, maybe like 20, 25. somewhere in that range.
All right.
Would be fair. And then,
Wow.
yeah, probably more like that 60-70% like range. And then
So,
JTS maybe at like a third.
okay, so you're like really taking away the snaps from JTS.
Yeah.
Interesting. I the only thing with Marquise Watts is I don't think they should. It was awesome what he did in the last game, but I don't want him to be like overexposed in the sense of
That's
like
true.
teams get more tape on him and they see how they can like really defend him. I kind of like the idea of him still being this like mystery type of
Yeah.
guy. And if he's only in on pass rushing downs, then it's tougher for, in this case for the 49ers, it's tougher for the 49ers to really exploit um how to attack Marquise Watts if you know that, hey, we got a pass block here. There's not many more options that we have because it's third and long. So I would like to kind of limit the amount of snaps just yet with Marquise Watts. I'm not, if you want to bump him up from 11 to 15, yeah, I'm totally cool with that. But I don't know if he should get the total haul just yet. And with Matt Filer out again and Aaron Stinney, I mean, is it a surprise that the run game has improved a little bit? But if anything, it's been Rachaad White in the passing game that has just completely jolted in a great direction because he's had almost 100 yards from scrimmage in the past 3 games.
Yeah. And I was looking at it. So he's averaging 3.3 yards per rush, but 9.3 yards receiving.
Mm.
I know those numbers went up a little bit after his touchdown last week, but for Rachaad White, he's such a different player in space. And Stinney really is an upgrade over Matt Filer. Even if, let's say, Matt Filer, he's healthy down the road, definitely want to see Stinney in there over him to finish out the season because the upside with Stinney is there more so than with Filer.
I'm in full agreement with you, and you know that he can hold down the starting
Yeah.
job. He did it in that playoff run, and obviously he's been doing it this season. I also want to give a quick shout out to Cody Mauch, specifically for the screen pass touchdown to Rachaad White, because obviously Rachaad sprinted and was galloping into the end zone, but Cody Mauch was on his horse as well, trying to meet up with Rachaad White in the end zone. He was the only other Bucs player that was around him, so really respected the hustle on that play by Cody Mauch. It almost looked like that he on that play, like right before the ball was snapped, drank a Celsius energy drink, which of course is
Ooh.
the presenting sponsor of the Pewter Report podcast and the Pewter GameDay Show, which we are on right now. There's so many great flavors. Check out their newest one, the Cosmic Vibe. But there's so many awesome different variety that you can choose from. Shout out to the sparkling lemon lime that you see on the screen here. Can't go wrong with the Arctic Vibe or the sparkling orange or the sparkling watermelon. So many great flavors. Strawberry lemonade is one of my personal favorites as well. So there's no sugar. There's no post-energy drink crash or jitters that you may get with another product out there. So if you need to know where to find a Celsius energy drink, that's when you head on over to the Celsius website, punch in your address, and it'll tell you the closest geographical location where you can pick one up. You could be at your local Walmart, Target, 7-Eleven, health and fitness store, or quite possibly your bodega.
Bodega.
Very good, very good. And once you keep going to your bodega and you're like, I want more. Give me more. That's when you go to Amazon, click on the subscribe and save, get Celsius in bulk, which you can. I recommend getting that variety pack because variety is the spice of life. You heard me talk about all the great different flavors that Celsius has. And yeah, you can have it sent to your resident whenever you want. It's up to you. You're in charge. It could be a week, month, quarterly, yearly. Totally your call. Just make sure you're drinking Celsius energy drinks. Make Celsius your number one pick, the official sponsor of the Pewter GameDay Show. All right, Adam, next up, let's start talking about when the Bucs are on the offensive side of the football. Actually, what I want to ask you as well is, what do you think is the tougher matchup for the Bucs? Their offense against the 49ers defense, or the Bucs defense against the 49ers offense?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
Based on where I went with my matchups today, I'm going to say it's going to be the Bucs offense against the 49ers defense. And a lot of my reasoning goes back to last year with the offense not being able to really keep the game close against the 49ers. At halftime last year, it was 28-0. And
Yeah.
really all the air was sucked out of Levi's Stadium for Bucs fans. Not so much 49ers fans. They were cheering, having a good time. But for the offense today, really just want to see them get in a rhythm. And whether that's early, maybe taking a deep shot to Mike Evans or Trey Palmer. One of the only really weaknesses of the 49ers defense is their secondary. And they still have Javarius Ward in the secondary, and he's an above average corner. And it's going to be huge for Baker Mayfield to get time to throw. And that's a big if when you look at the 49ers front four and a lot of the real hungry guys that they have. And they only added to it with Chase Young. So when looking at it from a full picture, the Bucs offense against the 49ers defense, don't see them scoring too many points until garbage time.
Yeah, I would say that it's still going to be tougher. Nice. The Steelers just got an interception. It's going to be tougher, I would say, for the Bucs offense to move the ball against the 49ers defense. And I really don't think there's a wrong answer to this because, as you said, it was 28-0 at halftime last game. And this is the kryptonite. This style of offense is the kryptonite to Todd Bowles, the Bucs head coach and primary defensive play caller. But at the end of the day, I still believe that the Bucs can get a couple of stops. I feel like it's going to be very similar to what it usually is for the Bucs defense. If you take out the last two games, if you take out the game against the Titans where they got pressure and there was multiple balls that could have been intercepted. I know they only picked off one, but there were multiple balls that could have been taken away. And you take out the Texans game where literally nothing worked. The rest of what we've seen from the Bucs defense this season has just been, let you get down the field, get your yards, get your yak, no touchdowns, field goals in the red zone. So am I saying
epitome of bend and not break?
Yeah, exactly.
Is
They
really
are. All they are is bend but don't break. With that said, I don't think that the Bucs are going to keep the 49ers out of the end zone. They're one of the best offenses in the league. But let's just say the 49ers have 5 drives to the red zone. If you could hold them to 3 field goals,
that's a win.
It's a win. It's not like the most thrilling of opportunities because that still would be 14, 17. Yeah, I mean, 23 points. If they hold the 49ers to 23 points, I would still, as you said, count that as a win. But like we said, we are talking about the Bucs offense against the 49ers defense. I worry for Dave Canales because he's shown, and it's a little bit different because Canales has played against the 49ers 28 times in his career. So he spent 13 seasons with the Seahawks. That's 2 regular seasons. 2 games per season. And they met twice in the playoffs. So 28 times, like that is a ton of experience. I worry though, as a play caller, I respect his commitment to not just like giving up on something when it doesn't work right away. But at the same time, I truly do think that he has to be a little bit more aware of, all right, this isn't working. We got to pull the plug on it because we're going to end up losing the game versus like, oh, well, we might fool the defense here if we get a run play. So what I really hope, what I want to see is, and it's something that we've talked about with the defense for quite a while, but I feel like this could work for the offense. Just worry about doing what you do best and don't try to mask all of your deficiencies on offense. And by that, I mean, don't just run it every single time. Not that he runs it every single time on first down, but don't just say, okay, this is our run game, and that's it, where you're getting 2 yards after 2 yards after 2 yards on a play. Don't be afraid to make short passes an extension of the running game. Don't be afraid to get the ball in the hands of your best guy getting the yards after the catch, which at this point, before the season, I would have said it's Chris Godwin, but at this point, there's no question it's Rachaad White. Rachaad White's the best Bucs player when he has the football in his hands and when he can make guys miss out in space. I'm not saying, I honestly would not care if the Bucs ran 10 screenplays in the game. The problem is you can't be. You'll see it sometimes with college football. Like you'll get one screenplay that works, and then the team just dials it up like every other play. And you can't
Mhm.
have that. You can't have the 49ers knowing it's a screen almost right out the gate. But if you could truly pick your spots, and this is what this offense is, Dave Canales, there's nothing Dave Canales loves talking about more than comparing his offense to a boxing match. He always brings up boxing. He did it the other day too, where he's like, and again, boxing.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield's a fighter, ready to put the gloves up.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But I just think take your shots when they are there, but don't be afraid to just keep going back to what is working. And I hope that they can get a deep shot with Mike Evans because Mike is that's the other thing. The other strength of them is Mike has made a big play at least once in every single game. It's just a little
Mhm.
bit annoying that it's been too few and far between. But if they can hit one or two deep shots with Mike Evans, they're going to have to steal a couple of drives where all hope may be lost, but you need to find a way to score some points. The deep shots to Mike, I think, are even more important than they typically are.
Yeah, I really think you hit on a lot of great points there when you mentioned like the screen game and getting wide receivers involved, but also Rashad White. When you look at Rashad White this season, he has 35 receptions on 37 targets. And with him really being the best guy after the catch, I mean, he's your go-to in this game,
Mhm.
especially against linebackers Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw.
Oh, they're
Because
the best.
while they have their strengths though, they give up a lot of yards, and so that could be a way to maybe move the football a little bit more. And when you look at Chris Godwin, one thing I wrote down today, he really needs that big game, that statement game. Mike Evans, he's done it this season, whether that was last week against the Titans or earlier in the season against the Bears. He's had that big game of nearly 150 receiving yards. Chris Godwin hasn't. He only has one touchdown this year. So kind of want that real Chris Godwin to stand up and really start making plays. And I think that's going to be huge. And then when you talk about Mike Evans, last year against the 49ers, he only had 4 catches for 44 yards on 9 targets. That's really going to have to change today. And he's really going to have to haul in some passes and limit those drops.
It's funny you say that, and it's a great stat that you just brought up. 9 targets would be pretty damn good for Mike,
Yeah.
considering the amount of targets that he's gotten this season. It's just what do you do with those 9 targets? 5 incompletions on those isn't really it honestly it doesn't do anything for the Bucs. It really doesn't. And Mike's season, we talked about this a little bit the other day, but I think it's a good conversation with the Pewter people if they want to have it too. Mike's season is such an intriguing one because
It is.
he is 10th in receiving yards at I believe 727. So he has the 10th most receiving yards in the NFL. That's pretty damn good. He and with the 9 players in front of him, Mike has the most yards per reception. So he's
Hmm.
leading
It's
all the
like
top
almost
10
18
guys.
yards a reception.
Yeah, yeah. I believe it's just under 18. But on the flip side, out of the 10 guys in the top 10, Mike has the fewest targets. The fewest catches, and the next fewest guy, I believe, has like 10 to 15 more receptions than Mike Evans. So
Wow.
he's not even remotely close to the total team yards or team catches and everything with everyone else that's in front of him. Chris Godwin, also very interesting because Greg Allman had a great tweet the other day where, yeah, it's frustrating that Godwin only has 1 touchdown, but he's also been tackled inside the 5, I think 3 or 4 times. So he's
Yeah.
getting very, very close. And I think when Dave Canales was talking the other day about the lack of touchdowns for Chris Godwin, he said, yeah, well, the Saints game, there was that play with Baker throwing the interception when he was looking for Chris Godwin. And then later on, when they scored that touchdown with Trey Palmer, Palmer subbed in for Chris Godwin on the play. So that would have been Chris Godwin's football had they
Yeah.
not subbed him out on the play. But when you look at the Bucs offense against the 49ers, Adam, give me the strength and the weakness for the Buccaneers, because I guess I'll just ask you if you see it the way I do. And you talked about it a little bit already. The interior offensive line being able to block the 49ers, I think pass blocking is going to be extremely difficult, especially when
Mhm.
Baker kind of struggles when the pressure gets around him and the ball gets knocked down and things like that. And on the flip side, they gotta. I'm not saying Mike has to be as open as he was last week against the Titans, but they gotta find him the football one way or another.
Yeah. So when you talk about like the strengths and weaknesses of the Buccaneers offense, when you mentioned the interior offensive line, that's definitely the weakness. When you have a guy like Eric Armstead as a defensive lineman paired up with Javon Hargrave, those are both guys with grown man strength. And for Cody Mauk to be going up against Eric Armstead, he's really going to have his hands full. And it's going to be really difficult, not only for the Bucs to run the football. The 49ers are only giving up 83 yards a game on the ground, but being able to have more than 2 or 3 seconds to pass the ball, that's going to be crucial. And then when you talk about Mike Evans, when you look at the matchups on paper, that's the only one I'm somewhat confident in picking the Bucs
Yeah.
to have the upper hand in, because you look at the other 10 and you're like, the 49ers have so much talent on paper. So when you look at the strengths and weaknesses, really get Mike the football and try to do your best to contain the rest.
And every single week, it feels like a new chapter in the saga of like, will Mike Evans be back with the Bucs next season? I know Bucs fans want him home in Tampa. They want to bring their boy home. But if you're trying to buy a home, the best place and best people to talk to would be Eric Gross and the Eric Gross Realty Group. They are the official realty group of PewterReport.com. Buying a home is one of the most important things that you will do in your life. So you want to make sure that you have the right team around you. Eric Gross has been doing this for quite a while. He's a huge Bucs fan. He's been on the show a couple of times. He knows his football. So, it's a big time process buying a home. Yes, you want someone that you can trust, but you also want someone that you can get along with. And when you're in the home buying experience, wouldn't you rather be talking to a Bucs fan than someone that's not into sports or the Bucs or football at all? So check out the Eric Gross Group. They can help you buy a home. They can also help you sell your home if you are leaving Florida. You can check out more on their website, which is www.housesinfla.com. One more time, that's www.housesinfla.com for the Eric Gross Group. Also, give them a call at 513-907-4271. That is 513-907-4271. Shout out to the Eric Gross Group, the official realty group of PewterReport.com. When the Bucs are on defense, of course, this is also brought to you by Eric Gross Group Realty. When the Bucs are on defense, are we expecting a bounce-back performance against the 49ers? They bounced back last week against the Titans, but now with an opportunity to exercise some demons against a team that pretty much flat-out embarrassed them last season. How do you see this one looking?
Yeah, so when the Bucs are on defense, it's going to look very similar to how it looked last year. And case in point, 2 weeks ago against the Houston Texans, kind of facing the 49ers light version in how Bobby Slowick runs the Texans offense and how he's able to distribute the football. Very similar to what the 49ers do with Kyle Shanahan. And when you look on paper, Kyle Shanahan has two Swiss Army knives to play with. He has Deebo Samuel and Christian McCaffrey. And then you pair that with Ayuk on the outside and George Kittle up the middle. Mm-hmm. It's going to cause a lot of havoc for the Bucs defense. And while the past two games have maybe been outliers where the defense played really well and really bad, kind of getting that middle ground is going to be very difficult going up against the 49ers. And Brock Purdy, just want to throw it out there, he's pretty good. And he's gotten so much he's gotten so much better since last year. 15 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. I think he has like 110 passer rating. He's really efficient with the football, and he's a perfect quarterback to play within the system, but he's also a little bit more than the system.
Yeah, Brock Purdy is a fun case because it's one of those things. It's like if you put Brock Purdy on another team, like if you put Brock Purdy on the Raiders right now, does he have the same amount of success? I don't necessarily know, but it doesn't really matter because he's not going anywhere. He's staying with the 49ers, and he does have an embarrassment of riches around him on the offensive side of the football. I think the good thing for the Bucs is they have guarded the tight end position fairly well this season. And they've gone up against some good guys, Hawkinson in week 1, Laporta on the Lions. So really the only guy that's killed the Bucs the most was Dalton Schultz against the Texans. But again, that game was just kind of like an outlier, just bad all the way around for Tampa Bay in that one. So the biggest thing I would say is, and it's a little bit different because they haven't really faced him when he was on San Fran, except for last season. But the Bucs have done a good job stopping Christian McCaffrey. And I think this 49ers team, despite all the great weapons they have in the passing game, they still are a very run-oriented team. And if they don't get their running game going, that switches up a lot for this offense. I think one way that they can really hope to take advantage of Brock Purdy is if you get him in those 3rd and long situations. I get that, Ayuk is super fast and really difficult to cover. And Debo, I think, is I think Debo is like the true locomotive of this team. But if you can, I would honestly put a safety over Debo every single play, because I don't think the Bucs can. The problem for the Bucs defense is that they cannot play zone. That's just been very well established. Now, the 49ers are the type of team that you're probably better off playing zone against because of all the weapons that they have. So I think what you got to do is put Dean on Ayuk, because Dean's got a little bit more of that speed, I would say, than Carlton Davis. And you put a safety over Debo every single time with Carlton guarding him or whoever you want guarding him. And I think you got to force Brock Purdy to look into other situations. Because as we've seen, this 49ers team is great. I'm not sugarcoating it. But when they've struggled when Debo's been out of the lineup. And Brock Purdy has missed some throws or has thrown some interceptions. That Vikings game really comes to mind when they were in must-throw situations. So I really think if you got to take out Debo and stop the run, those are the most important things for this Bucs defense, because I don't see them getting a great amount of pressure like they did last week. I think that's more just the Titans having a really bad offensive line than it is the Bucs pass rush really coming alive. I hope I'm wrong. I hope Marquise Watts turns into, the next Terrell Suggs, who I believe Suggs was he undrafted? Anyway, he could be the next Shaq Barrett.
He was one of the best undrafted players of all time.
Exactly. So I'm not saying Marquise Watts is going to be Terrell Suggs. So you have to game plan around that. You can't just say, oh, we're going to get to the quarterback, because you prove that you can't do that without the blitzes all season. And that brings me to my next point. While you might want to change it up with the coverages and not banking on getting a good pass rush, I would continue to do exactly what they did with Devin White last game. Just let him fly up the A-gap every single time. Let Devin do what Devin does best.
Yeah, I agree pretty much with everything you said there. The one thing I will say, though, is the 49ers' right side of the offensive line without, I believe it's Mike McGlinchey. He left in free agency. It's really weak. So when you look at it, Spencer Buford and Colton McKevitz are the 2 offensive linemen. Nobody's probably heard of those offensive linemen, and for good reason. They're 2 of the poorest ranked offensive linemen at their respective positions from PFF. So if the Bucs are going to be able to get a pass rush, it's going to come along that right side. And with that, really want to see them playing to their strengths and blitzing and trusting the cornerbacks that they paid big bucks in, whether that's Jamel Dean and Carlton Davis. They really haven't had the best season so far. But when you're paying $27 million to 2 cornerbacks, you need to see them be able to stop Brandon Ayuk and maybe putting Winfield over the top. Without Ryan Neal, D. Delaney, he's not going to be giving up those same kind of plays. So having him over the top will help as well. And so I just really want to see Todd Bowles playing to his strengths, kind of like they did last week against the Titans, and be confident. I think confidence is key, because they let Brock Purdy get so comfortable last year in his debut, being able to have time in the pocket. When you look at Christian McCaffrey, when he was getting to the second level every play, and you're almost like, mama, there goes that man. To quote Mark Jackson, but just really want to see them, again, playing to their strengths and not giving up too many big plays.
Well, you won't see Mark Jackson at Madison Square Garden. The Bucs,
Anytime soon.
The Knicks won't even let him get onto the plane. But yeah, all good points, Adam. And I like the little play on words as well. We're gonna get into some of the key matchups, but first, want to talk to you guys about Underdog Fantasy, which is the best place to play your fantasy football and make all of your Bucs picks. Of course, the game's coming up at 4:05. Still some times to put in your picks. Check out my show, Pewter Picks and Props. But the Underdog Fantasy Pick'em is so much fun. You just make a selection on at least 2 different players with their stats. It could be higher or lower on a number of different stats of either receiving yards or rushing yards, fantasy points, and so on and so forth. But use the promo code Pewter, that's PEWTER, get a first deposit bonus when using Underdog Fantasy. You can win up to 20 times your money. You can pick up to 5 players and win 20 times your money over at Underdog Fantasy. Use that promo code Pewter, PEWTER. All right, key matchups for the Bucs offense against the 49ers defense. We will start in the trenches. Cody Mauch versus Arik Armstead. Adam, who do you have in this matchup?
Whew, these matchups are tough here. The first one, you got the rookie versus the vet. Definitely have to go Arik Armstead here. He's great whether it's run stuffing or pass rush. In the past, he's had a 10-sack season. He's been really consistent ever since he's entered the league as a first-round pick. And Cody Mauch, he just has so much more developing to do. And in this one, have to lean Armstead.
Yeah, I like the potential of what Cody Mauch can be. Absolutely, for sure. I just think it's still going to take a little while. It's going to take a little bit before Cody Mauch is an established, type of all-around offensive guard, and that's totally fine. He's a rookie. He's just trying to stay afloat. He kind of got beat like a drum last week against Jeffrey Simmons, but to be honest, that's to be expected. He's a great defensive tackle, and so is Armstead. So I'm going to take Cody Mauch in this matchup. Next up, Rachaad White against Fred Warner. I wanted to give a push, but Fred Warner is just such a good linebacker, and that speaks volumes for picking Fred Warner, because Rachaad White has been fantastic over the last 3 weeks. So there's no denying that at all. But Fred Warner is all over the field. He can snuff out the screen plays. He's great in the run. He's excellent in pass coverage as well. So as much as I love Rachaad White, as much as I love what he's done, I got to give this matchup to Fred Warner. He's just that good.
I think you said all the right things there. When you look at Fred Warner, no matter really who he goes up against, you almost have to pick him every time just because he's such an elite linebacker. He's, again, along that tier of Bobby Wagner, Levante David, Luke Kuechly, just for being that rock in the middle of the defense. So it's really hard to bet against him in this one. Although Rachaad White's progress this season in the receiving game has been a welcome sight to see.
Very, very true. Next up, Aaron Stinney against Javon Hargrave, going back to the trenches. Adam, how do you see this one?
Yeah, so with Javon Hargrave, really see him as one of the most underrated defensive linemen in the NFL. And I think his name has been kind of under the radar because he's played on the Eagles and the 49ers, 2 teams with really good defensive lines, but he's really no slouch. And although Aaron Stinney, he's played better than Matt Filer, and maybe along that average to slightly above in terms of his play, Javon Hargrave, again, just another beast in the interior the Bucs are going to have to deal with. And one of the keys to being able to give Baker time is containing him along with the 3 other defensive linemen.
Yeah, I mean, Stinney's been fine, but we also talk about that the interior offensive line is the issue for the Bucs. So we can't say that they're the weak link of the offense and then give the advantage to one of their interior offensive linemen against, as you said, a guy that maybe doesn't get appreciated because he's been on 2 just great defensive fronts, but he's adding to that too. It's not just like those lines are great because he's involved and he's in the middle. And sure, it's not a one-man show by any means, but you got to go with Javon Hargrave for this one. Next matchup, looking at the skill positions, wide receiver Mike Evans against cornerback Demadre Lenore. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Apologies. But
Yeah.
with all that said, I got to go with Mike Evans in this one. He's, from a fantasy football perspective, he's very boom or bust. So I'm hoping he has another boom type of game. But Mike's route running is still great. It's probably underappreciated. Teams target all of their coverages, matchups, and all that stuff towards Mike Evans. They roll coverage towards him, and he still finds a way to make an impact in every single game. So I will take Mike Evans.
Yeah, when I think Baker Mayfield said it best recently when he talked about Mike Evans, and a lot of the skills and intangibles he has is really something you can't teach a wide receiver. And whether that's route running, the smoothness in his routes, and anticipating what a cornerback's going to do, he's just able to win so many times. And although he didn't do good against the 49ers last year, the potential for a big game is always there with Mike Evans. And I'll be curious to see if the 49ers lean more towards Lenore, who's a 5'10 cornerback, or Tavarius Ward, who is 6'1", and maybe offers a little more size, trying to contain, the 6'5" Mike Evans running down the field. So with this matchup, gonna lean Mike Evans, and one of the only real matchups seeing the Bucs again having an advantage in.
Quarterback Baker Mayfield versus strong safety Talanoa Hufanga. Adam, your choice for that matchup.
Yeah, a little more optimistic here. Gonna go with a push. I think Baker Mayfield, and with just how smart he has been with the football this year, although Hufanga has 3 interceptions, Mayfield, again, he's only thrown 5 interceptions this year. He's not being he's not taking so many risks with the football as he has in years past with the Browns. And I feel, keeping that in mind and just the overall efficiency he has had, Talanoa Hufanga, though, on the other hand, has been really good in coverage. So kind of seeing this being a give and take matchup, so going to go with a push.
I'm going to take Hufanga in this one. I hear everything you're saying about Baker. He's been protecting the football, and I think it's been tremendous how he's been able to hold on to the football. Hufanga, though, I'm not going to say he reminds me of Antoine Winfield Jr., but it's similar in how he does, it feels like he can do a lot of different things for the 49ers offense. He's really good in coverage. He can play up at the line of scrimmage. He's not afraid to stick his nose in there and, make big things happen. Because of that, I think Baker struggles at times with some more of the aggressive guys, because Baker tries to fit those throws into certain windows, even when it may not be possible. So I would be shocked if Hufanga makes a big play. I mean, obviously everyone is game planning for the D-line and the linebackers with Greenlaw and Warner. But Hufanga is another guy that you absolutely have to, be ready for. So I'm going to take Hufanga in that matchup, but I would say it's fairly close too. I'm not gonna say it's by a landslide for Hufanga over Baker Mayfield. By the way, if you want to bet on this game, you can go and do it over at mybookie.ag, where the spread, and Scott messed this graphic up again, the spread is 13.5 points. The Bucs are an underdog, and that should say plus 13.5.
Yeah.
Not minus 13.5.
Don't get it mistaken.
Yeah, do not get it mistaken. Tampa Bay is a 13.5 point underdog against the 49ers, and their over-under is 41.5. So shout out to my bookie. And Thanksgiving, obviously, is coming up. It's coming up this Thursday. So skip the arguments with Uncle Dave on Thanksgiving and focus on what really matters: good food, boosted odds, and hitting those Turkey Day parlays. Picture this: just watching games, but turning every second into a potential win. With MyBookie, you can stream the games and live bet them and turn any game day into a payday. Ready to up your game? Sign up today and make your first deposit with the promo code Pewter, that's Pewter, for a sweet deposit bonus up to $1,000. You can get up to $1,000 in your bank account. Even if you learn from Plant City Math, you know that is a heck of a deal. One more time, that's promo code Pewter to claim your bonus. This isn't just a promo code. It's your secret weapon to get the extra edge on the house. The best part is you don't need to be a sports whiz to win at MyBookie. You can cash in on everything from politics to your favorite shows and then some. So bet anything, anytime, anywhere, only with my bookie. Promo code Pewter, Pewter. Let's flip it over to the key matchups when the Bucs are on defense facing the 49ers offense. First up, we got Kalijah Cansey, the defensive tackle, against right guard Spencer Burford, whatever. Adam, who you got in this one?
Yeah, I just want to say with all the matchups here, when I was first going over it and picking who's going to win or not, I was going to lean 49ers heavy, but each of these individual matchups is actually more favorable. So for the first one with Kalijah Cansey, going to go with him here. He's humble, hungry, and he has a chance to eat against Spencer Burford. He's given up 20 pressures and 2 sacks this year. And Kalijah Cansey, he's shown where he's had games where he's able to impact a game. The Lions, for example, he had 6 pressures on 40 snaps. And he might very well have a similar game today going up against Burford. So going to go with Cansey here.
I am drinking the Kalijah Cansey Kool-Aid. He's been absolutely...
Tastes pretty good.
Yeah, it tastes great. And he kind of burst through the defensive line the way that the Kool-Aid man burst through the wall. So,
yeah.
So I am going to take Kalijah Cansey. I mean, the Bucs clearly trust him. He played the 6 most snaps. He played the most defensive snaps last week, more out of any defensive tackle, more than Vita Vea, more than Logan Hall, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah, I'm going to take Kalijah Cansey in this matchup against, I'll just say Spencer. Because, yeah, his last name, it sounds like it should be Buford, but Burford, a little tougher to say. Next up, Antoine Winfield Jr. versus quarterback Brock Purdy. I think I'm going to give this one a push.
Okay.
I mean, Antoine's the man. He's an all-pro caliber safety. I think he can do a lot of different things. So I think Brock Purdy's going to be smart and just keep the ball away from Antoine Winfield Jr. So that's why I think it's a push. He's not going to allow Winfield to make a play, especially when there's so many other things in the Bucs defense you can attack. So I'm going to give this one a push with respect to Purdy just not even trying to challenge Winfield.
That's fair. I was debating between giving it a push or giving a slight edge one way or the other. I will say I gave it to Winfield. If it was any other free safety in the game of football, maybe outside of Jesse Bates, those two are like hand in hand above the rest. So I'm going to give it to Winfield. Although I do have to add the caveat, he's going to have a lot on his plate to clean up in terms of trying to guard Deebo Samuel, McCaffrey, Ayuk. If one of those guys gets to the second level, it's going to be up to him to really slow them down. So Winfield, he has the matchup advantage in talent, but situationally, it's closer to that push, as you mentioned.
Another great matchup next, Levante David against George Kittle. Adam, what direction are you leaning in for this one?
So I'm going to go George Kittle here. I think with how the 49ers use Kittle in a lot of similar ways to how the Texans used Dalton Schultz, I think that draws very, very good parallels. And just in terms of offensive game planning, I think George Kittle's going to have a big game. Levante David, he has shown a knack for limiting the tight end. Sam Laporta back in the Lions game, he only had 4 catches on 11 targets.
Yeah.
And Levante David was smothering him all over the place. But I think in this one, George Kittle, he's been an elite tight end, kind of in that same Travis Kelce tier, and being like a top 3 player at his position. So I have to give it to Kittle here.
I'm going to take a push for everything that you said about how great Levante has been against tight ends for the most part this season. I think Levante, even going back to like guarding Travis Kelce back in the day, Levante just gets the job done against the best tight ends in the league. And, you know, Kittle had a huge game last week. Granted, one of it was just, a gigantic catch and run down the field or on a deep ball. But because there's so many weapons, I don't know necessarily if Kittle is always the standout guy. So I'll take a push in this one. Next, Devin White against running back Christian McCaffrey. McCaffrey's the best running back in the league. It's very difficult to pick against him. It will be fun watching speed versus speed. That's definitely something that can be entertaining to the fans everywhere. But we all know the deficiencies that Devin has as a linebacker, and when he's chasing after a guy that's even faster than him, I don't know how that's going to help. So I'll take Christian McCaffrey.
I hope when you see Devin White on the sidelines today, he's like, speed. I am speed. And
Yeah.
he's really able to ramp it up and kind of put that injury behind him. But again, going up against Christian McCaffrey, when you look at him as a running back, 9 touchdowns. As a receiver, 4 touchdowns. There's so many ways he can attack, line up, and really get after it. And so Christian McCaffrey here, being a top running back in the game of football against Devin White, who's not in that same tier and inside linebacker, gonna go with C-Mac.
All right, last up, outside linebacker Shaq Barrett versus right tackle Colton McKivitz. Adam, who's your pick?
Gonna go with Shaq Barrett here. Hopefully the Shaq attack is in full swing for the Bucs. But up against Colton McKivitz, who's given up 22 pressures and 5 sacks this year, again, if the Bucs are going to be able to get any sort of pass rush, it's going to be attacking the right side of the offensive line. And Shaq Barrett, he's really in like a prove-it year. And so far, it's not looking that great for him. I mean, he's had 3 sacks in that pick 6. Otherwise, kind of that same boat as Joe Tryon-Shoyinka and kind of disappearing for games at a time. So in this game, he really needs to perform. And I don't think there's a better right tackle to be going up against here.
Right. And we've seen Shaq do better against lesser competition. Now, obviously, the 49ers are great, but in terms of his matchup against McKivitz, I'm with you. I mean, obviously, Shaq has gone through so much this offseason, and we do have to remember he is coming off of a Achilles injury. But if you take all of that out, if you just looked at Shaq's season, you go, it's okay. It's okay.
Even before his injury last year, it was kind of The Ravens game, he was starting to show flashes, but again, it's a larger sample size.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, Shaq was slowing down last season too, and was starting to ramp it up a little bit. So we'll see. I hope this is a nice bounce back game for not even a bounce back game, just a get right game for Shaq, because they really need him. They can't just rely on undrafted Marquise Watts to make a big play. So I'm going to give Shaq, but if he doesn't win this one, he may reach that JTS territory of, I don't know if I could pick him again.
Right. Yeah, that's fair.
All right. Let's get to a couple comments from the Pewter people as we wind things down. Remember, the show is not ending once kickoff gets going. We will have the Pewter GameDay Show at 4:05 when kickoff begins. We'll give our live reactions, our opinions to everything going on. It'll be myself and Bailey Adams for the first quarter. We're going to bring on Bailey in a little bit too, but it'll be me and Bailey for the first quarter, Adam on for the second quarter, and then I will run the whole shebang after halftime. So don't touch that dial. We got the Pewter GameDay Show coming up. Bucs versus 49ers. We're going to try to make it as entertaining as possible. We know it's an uphill battle for Tampa Bay, but there's still fun to be had regardless. And that's also why you can gamble as well. Still got some time to check out my picks at Pewter Picks and Props. I believe show's only 12 to 15 minutes this week, so you can fast forward to the parts where I make all of my
Matty Diamonds.
Matty Diamonds, baby. My player props have just been absolutely fantastic. But like I said, let's get to a couple comments from people. If you want to start giving your score prediction as well, like Emily said, I don't know what that means, but Bucs 38, 49ers 28. So Emily keeping it positive. Sports Guru says 49ers blowout would be like last season. What else? I like that. I'm hoping to see Vita Vea against Trent Williams. That would be cool to watch like one time for sure. I don't know if you want to put Vita against Trent Williams every single time. I want to see a lot of great things to say about him too.
That'd be quite the altercation. I know Trent Williams, he's a fiery guy who's gotten into it with a lot of defensive players. Imagine Vita Vea up against Trent Williams. And I just go back to last week against the Titans. he kindly set Will Levis down. He didn't sack him. He's just like, you're gonna sit.
Yeah, I think it was shout out to the loose cannons group. I think it was Stank Bastard said like forget the tush push, how about like the QB cradle or whatever. And it was like the way that he so just lightly put him on the ground. It was very funny.
Yeah.
Sorry, there's a big play in Raiders Dolphins. I can't believe they didn't call a penalty, but that's cool.
I
Bat
feel like
W
if
says
Vita
go Bucs.
Vea, if he tackles anybody normally, it's probably a roughing the passer play. So he has to kind of just set him down.
Yeah, and man, like we're running into a huge problem in the NFL where they are taking just regular ass plays and being like, we're gonna fine you 20 grand. Like Josh Jacobs, the Raiders running back, got fined
He just
20
put
grand
his
for
helmet
like,
down a little bit.
yeah, and it's like, I don't know. Do you immediately have to fine him $20 or $20,000? Like, can't you give him a warning first or
Right.
anything really? Like, why are we immediately jumping to something that is so like finite, so minuscule? It's like really difficult to tell. I don't know. I really hate a lot of the calls that officiating has made this season.
Doing a callback to Mark Jackson, I always see that meme on X. What happened to the game I love?
Yeah. Oh man, well, you've been watching a lot of Mark Jackson recently, huh?
I guess I have, yeah.
Let's see what else we got. Bat W says Vita is a nice guy. He loves his friends and family. That is absolutely true. Tress Broadwater says this Bucs team is being hated on. Love for them to play with fire today. Opportunity awaits. Let's go, Bucs. There's something to be said when you have absolutely nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you play a little more relaxed.
Yeah, you see what's going on in Las Vegas with the Raiders and Antonio Pierce. I mean, they have nothing to lose going with Aiden O'Connell, and they're lighting up cigars at Allegiant Stadium after their win. So just kind of having fun and just kind of not thinking too much and just going out there and playing. So there is something to be said there.
Yeah, Shaggy saying trying to take the physical out of a physical game. Yeah, little bit annoying. Gorilla Shop says go Bucs 28-21. San Fran wins. That could be a statement loss for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We're about to bring Bailey Adams onto the show, so probably a good time to bring up our predictions for Bucs versus 49ers. Adam, you have the Bucs losing 31-17. We all have the Bucs losing. Scott has the Bucs losing 31-13. Josh Capo 28-17. Bailey went 31-14, and I went 28-10. So, yeah, not really too many close numbers here, except for Josh a little bit. But we got Bailey Adams on the show. He's testing out a new microphone or something like that. Bailey, how we doing, my man?
I'm doing well. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you sound fantastic. You sound crystal
awesome.
Clear.
Crisp.
Awesome.
Bailey, so just give us your thoughts, like why you came up with that prediction for Bucs 49ers and kind of how you see this game going.
It's weird to look at this game and say it's going to go better than it did last year, but it's hard for it to go much worse.
Yeah.
So I think that was part of it. Was like I think it'll be a little bit better, and I don't know that it's going to be as big of a blowout for as long as it was last year. Because right off the bat last year, it was just things went wrong immediately. But no, I just think there's too big of a talent gap, and then I think there's a better coaching staff on the San Francisco sideline. So it's just a game that the 49ers should win, and I mean that's why they play the games. But I just don't see the Bucs pulling this one out.
Adam, your reasoning behind your prediction.
Yeah, so the 49ers, they've either scored over 30 or exactly 17 this season. And going up against the Bucs defense, last year they scored 35, and definitely see them being able to, again, reach that 30-point plateau. And then when you have the Bucs, I think they're going to do better. 7-17, that'd be an improvement. Yeah. But again, don't see any way the Bucs really crack the 20-point total unless it's late in garbage time with nothing to play for, just trying to make the game a little closer.
That's my biggest concern is I don't see how the offense kind of like stays in a track meet with the 49ers if it does come to that. Now let me ask you guys this as we get closer. We're 3 minutes until kickoff. Are there any player prop bets you like in this? Any bets you made on the game that you are interested in? I know, Adam, you like to play underdog fantasy a fair amount as well. Bailey, you're always in tune with what's going on as well. So anything you guys like in particular?
I took Rashad White anytime touchdown.
Nice.
I did do that. I had to forget what my underdog pick was this week, and I think it was it this game? I can't remember. I just put some bets in probably 10 minutes ago. I think I did first quarter over 7.5 points. So we'll see how that goes.
Interesting. Adam?
I'd say Rashad White, again, sticking with him. Until he proves otherwise, going with the over on his receiving yards. I feel like that's a safe bet, even up against Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw in this game. A lot to like. Also, Mike Evans, I think with yards, could have a big game today. And being targeted early and often, kind of that same thing. He got 9 targets last year, probably that same amount this year.
Yeah, I think everyone's on the Rashad White train for sure. I have the over on his receiving yards as well, because I think even in like a crazy blowout type of game like last season, Baker will have no issue just dumping the ball off to Rashad, if no one else is open. So I think he's still going to get his touches. And as we saw last week, it just takes one big play, like on the screen, So you're more than likely going to see that with Rashad White, of just like one screenplay that works if they continue to run it over and over. I also took the under on receiving yards for Cade Otton. He's just not really a factor in this offense. And it's actually quite incredible. And yes, he had the good game against the Texans. We all saw that. And we all saw that it's very few and far between that Cade Otton has a big moment like that. So I just love the idea of him making like 10 catches for 22 yards or something like that. Just a completely outlandish style of football. But anyway, that's going to do it for us on the Pewter preview show. It's all one big conglomerate. So we're going to have the Pewter GameDay Show in just a moment. Adam, thank you very much for your time. Adam will be on for the second quarter, while Bailey joins me now for the first quarter. So as the game is about to begin, let's play that intro one more time. Welcome, Pewter Report readers, viewers, and listeners to the Pewter GameDay Show for Bucs vs. 49ers. I'm Matt Matera. Joined with me is Bailey Adams. We're all just on the show together, so I'm not going to do this fake intro of like, oh, hey, we just arrived.
Hey.
Bailey, we do have to sync up our TVs, though. So
yes.
Let me ask you, what are you seeing on the screen at the moment?
Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers' upcoming schedule. Now Christian McCaffrey with his eyes closed.
Okay. Did you see Todd Bowles yet?
No.
Okay. They're going to cut to Todd Bowles. You tell me right after they're done cutting to Todd Bowles when they show the field right after. So just tell me when. I just paused, but I'll hit play once you're ready to go.
Okay. They're just now showing Todd.
Okay.
And second season as Bucs head coach, 12-14 record. And they're showing the field now.
All right, cool. We are close to being synced up. We'll be as close as we can. And you're also on for the first quarter, so we will adjust with each guest that comes on. It looks like the Bucs are going to start out on defense. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. As Jake Camarda kicks it off, reaches the end zone. Looks like the 49ers are going to return it. Cuts to the right. Okay. One missed tackle, but they tackle him up at the 20. So not bad.
Yeah, I know all of us had the Bucs losing this game, and I think it's most people feel the same way about how this is going to go. But happy to be here to share it with you, share it with the Pewter people, at least for a quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. We always enjoy having you on. So glad that we can do this right now. Let me update the ticker. Yeah, there we go. All right, 1st and 10 for San Fran. Brock Purdy's in shotgun. Got Kyle Juszczyk and Christian McCaffrey in the backfield. Debo goes in motion too. They hand it off to Debo. Great outside contained by the Bucs, and they stuff Debo for a loss of yards on the play. D. Delaney made the initial like wrap up, and then he was able to just get out of it, but the rest of the team cleaned it up. So
It's almost like they boxed him in there over by the sideline. Like for a second, I thought he was going to completely reverse field, but there was really nowhere for him to go.
yeah, and you do kind of fear that because it does always seem like bad things happen to the Bucs. Yeah, they always say outside contain, outside contain, outside contain. So credit to JTS as well. I know we've knocked him a lot, but he's been pretty solid in the run. Purdy over the middle on second down finds George Kittle wide open down the field. Looks like the Bucs were in zone as Kittle screams.
Kittle wears the ugliest style of helmet out there. I don't know exactly what it's called, but that thing is hideous. Oh, it almost looked like that ball was tipped.
Yeah, Kalijah Cansey was very, very close, but not close enough. Wow, the Raiders still have an opportunity to win this game or tie it up. That's wild. Purdy and shotgun.
Oh.
Knocked away by Jamel Dean. Don't make a scene.
Just a bad throw, I think, there.
Yeah, kind of wide. Yeah, like that was like Debo didn't even have an opportunity to catch it if he wanted to.
Good to see Vita Vea in there. I guess he's dealing with an illness, they said. Something's going around, I guess, because Godwin was sick last week.
And so was like Christian Izzy in a week or two ago. And there was one other person too that like ended up with an illness like much later on. It's kind of odd. Slowly impacting everyone. Purdy and shotgun again. Good pass rush. And Devin White on the blitz as well. McCaffrey catches it, but it's only for like a 2-yard gain. Bailey, I said before the game, just let Devin keep blitzing. That's what he does best. Quit trying to mask off his deficiencies. Let him do what he does best.
Yeah, I think so. And we saw it a little bit last week against the Titans where it's more of the north to south instead of him having to backpedal and drop into coverage because he's just not good in coverage. A little note, Levante David just passed Rondé Barber for the second most tackles in Bucs history.
Congrats.
1,429.
Congrats to Levante. All right, 3rd and 8. We'll see if the Bucs can get off the field. Levante blitzing. Couldn't get to Purdy. Purdy's going to run around. And Levante gets the sack. So he gets second all-time on the most tackles for the Bucs and then follows it up with the sack to celebrate after. So nicely done by Levante David.
I'm glad it didn't bite them in any way, but I think was that Zion that looked like he backpedaled and fell down on his butt immediately on the
to be honest, I just opened up Twitter, so I didn't.
It would be a fun one to watch in the film room, but it didn't hurt him. There you go.
All right.
Little tiny bit of kick catch interference there, I guess.
Hey, I said during our PR roundtable, like how can the Bucs beat the 49ers? I said you're gonna have to like steal something on special teams. So
yeah,
I mean it's not like you're gaining 55 yards on the play, but that's 15 less yards that they have to worry about getting.
He was on the second down play. Cansey got in the backfield quickly. It was him and Devin White. It was just he's been impressive to watch.
He is. It defies logic when you really think about it. Like he missed all of training camp. He missed pretty much the first month of the season, except for a brief cameo in the opening game, and then just comes in and just dominates time after time. It does not make sense, but it's been truly a joy to watch.
Well, we just saw, I know it's obviously different in draft status, but we just saw last year how impactful it was for Zion McCollum to miss as much time as he did. He missed a lot of training camp and didn't really recover during the season. I know I think he was a 5th-round pick compared to Cansey being a number 1 or a first-round pick. So maybe a little difference there, but it can be difficult for a rookie to not have a real training camp and not have, it could just complete late start to the season. Like I think it was even the first day in pads, I think. I don't even know if he got any padded practices in fully before he went down with that calf injury. So yeah, looks like they've got a good one so far.
All right, red zone. They're showing the they're showing the big play for Levante. Yeah, that was interesting because Trent Williams was the one trying to block him, and he did push him away, but then Trent Williams just kind of stopped, and Levante didn't. Showed a little hustle, a little loyalty, and a little respect.
Have a little respect. I think, if I'm not mistaken, because I think I got the notification before I saw it on the TV, I think the tackle that moved Levante ahead of Rondé was the sack.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah. I think it was. So forget with streaming and people actually being there and all that. It's an interesting looking Santa Claus.
Congrats to Levante. Future Ring of Honor member. We got a comment. Appreciate all the Pewter people watching as well. As Jeff the Champ says, "What's good, Matty Diamonds and BA? I told myself I wasn't going to watch this game, but here I am. Hey, you're off to a good start. Bucs got a stop. Levante got a sack. There you go. All right, Bucs will have fairly good field position after the penalty as Baker and company make their way for their first possession of the game. Yeah, I mean, they're almost at the 40, essentially.
Yeah.
They go a little play action. Baker looking, throws down the field for Mike Evans, and it's almost intercepted.
That was weird. It looked like it was almost like if it would have just snuck past the defender, Evans would have had a lot of room to run.
Yeah. My fantasy team really would have loved that. If it's just a little higher, it would have been tough for Mike to stay in bounds.
Yeah.
As he's was turning up the field, but nonetheless would have been awesome.
Oh, the Lions came back on the Bears, huh?
Yeah, they did.
I think that gives me my first win on my bets for the day because I think I live bet the Lions to cover 3.5, and I think they won by 5. So
yeah, mine have not.
That's a surprise to me.
Yeah, I've not done well too far. I had the under in the Giants game, and that went over. I had the over in the Chargers game, and that went under. And I think I had the Steelers +1, so that didn't hit. So really need the Seahawks to play well. And what was my other pick?
3rd and 7.
Yeah, Bucs had a bad run play. Oh yeah, the Lions was my other one. That didn't hit because I had it at 7.5. Oh well. Baker throwing down the right side of the field. Oh, he had Raheem Jarrett, but actually I think it's Raheem. That's going to be 3 and out for the Tampa side of this Battle of the Bay.
I mean, solid protection. It looks like.
Yeah, Baker had time.
Yeah.
Jarrett had a step on the defender, too.
Yeah, just a little off on the throw.
Honestly, solid pass block for Rashad White as well.
Yeah. My over 7.5 points in the first quarter isn't looking so good right now.
I mean, it's 2 drives. There's still 10 minutes to go.
I was needing some I was kind of banking on a first drive score.
Touchdown for San Fran. And then
more likely
San Francisco. Field goal.
Yeah. But we'll see.
All right, how's morale, Pewter people? Yeah, so for those wondering in the comments, we got to sync up our TV, so our plays might be a couple of plays behind the live action. But you can either pause the screen that you're watching of the game and then sync it up with ours, or just watch the play in the Bucs game and then focus on what we have to say after it so you can... Especially if it's a big play, it's a little more fun to get our reaction than oh, they ran it for 4 yards. So anyway, I just wanted to clarify that up. Christopher Oxentine says, quit trying to get Jared involved. I mean, they had 2 passing plays. One was for Mike. The other one was for Raheem Jarrett. They don't really try to get him involved a ton.
They need a number 3 receiver. So I mean,
they do.
Got to try to get someone involved, I guess.
I think that's what's so odd is like Trey Palmer plays over 70% of the snaps on offense. Like they are clearly trying to get him to be wide receiver 3. And, when he makes, I know it didn't count, but like that jumping catch that he made last week, you kind of see certain things that make you go, oh, wow, this guy, there's something to his game.
Yeah. What's funny is how when you get tunnel vision once the season starts is like, I completely forgot about Russell Gage. Just like out of sight, out of mind, I guess. But I was doing the I think it was last week when I was doing the current offseason needs as it stands right now. I'm thinking wide receiver 3, and then I'm looking at the roster. I'm like, oh yeah, Russell Gage, who I think maybe ends up being a cap casualty anyway. But yeah, I mean it's kind of one of those things that has kind of gotten lost once the season started. Was that they've been without their real number 3 or their assumed number 3 for the whole year.
I'm still like, I wouldn't hate if the Bucs drafted a wide receiver, maybe not first round, but in round 2 or 3. But I'm not throwing in the towel on Trey Palmer.
Yeah. No, I think he's got a few years left on that rookie deal, and we'll see. I think there's something there.
Brian Hernandez says Baker has missed Palmer a few times. Adam P. Park says, what's best for the PR nation is Matty Diamonds giving his emotional reactions to the Bucs. Best one-liners come when that happens. Yeah, the French Bucs defense. I don't know if you saw that, Bailey, but I think it was last week or maybe 2 weeks ago. The Bucs had like a holding penalty, so it made it 2nd and 20, and they just ran it for 2 yards, and I was like, oh, I didn't know the Bucs offense was the French army by just surrendering on 2nd down. Whatever. It was stupid, but
it's you got to make light of bad football sometimes.
Yeah, which again, like if this game turns into a blowout, I'm openly just going to root for the things I bet on. What else do you got going?
Right, that's why.
Jump. Sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, that's why you bet.
Yeah. And Diaby jumps off sides. You got Yaya and Anthony Nelson at outside linebacker on this drive. So already subbing out their outside linebackers. Jeff the Champ says Keon Coleman to the Bucs would be fire. That would be so awesome. I love watching Keon Coleman. And oh man, Jordan Travis and that injury yesterday.
It's tough.
I feel awful for the guy.
Yeah.
That was his last game. Like, that's his last home game at Doak Campbell. Anthony Nelson with some good pressure. The ball's thrown over the middle, incomplete. Carlton Davis with good coverage on George Kittle.
Kittle was looking for a flag, but I don't know if there was anything there. It was just good coverage.
Yeah, I thought maybe Carlton was a second early. But I don't know. I just hate, like, you literally, like, put a finger on the receiver and it's a penalty.
Yeah,
I think good coverage.
Yeah, I think that's a good no call. Carlton needs a bounce back. I mean, I know he didn't get the chance to play last week and kind of rebound from Houston, but he needs one.
No question. Tough team to return against and try to make that bounce back game as Christian McCaffrey cuts it up the middle. That'll be a first down. He believes he wasn't touched. I don't know what the hell he's thinking.
I'm pretty sure he was tackled. I don't think it was just he fell down. Like,
yeah, like what do you think? His O lineman fell on the back of his legs, and that's what brought him down.
He got he got up and he half-heartedly ran a little bit more. Like he wasn't even at full speed anymore. It's just they're moving a little bit though.
Yeah. All right, 1st and 10, 9:20 to go in the first quarter. 49ers almost at midfield. Tight end goes in motion. Oh, they're going to run out of time. No, they just got it off. Purdy drops back. Looking.
There's Vita.
He's got to scramble. Vita Vea, the team's leading sacker. We'll see if they record that a sack or a TFL. But Vita Vea making plays as he always does. The Vita Vea flu game.
Yeah. Still not used to him not having the long hair anymore. I know it's been like several months now, but
I've kind of gotten over it pretty quickly. I think because he's still got like the little braids back there. It's not
looks like Bucs Communications has that one down as a 1-yard sack. So
cool. There you go, Vita.
Another one for Vita.
Purdy and shotgun again. Bucs bring some pressure. They don't get home. However, good coverage. It's a short completion to Kittle. I will chalk that up to a win for the Bucs.
I think so.
Anthony Nelson in coverage too. I'll never forget when, this probably isn't a shocker, but when Zach Wilson threw a pick six to Anthony Nelson.
I don't know where you're going with that, but yeah, like as soon as you said Zach Wilson, it just.
But yeah, good. The pick six for Anthony Nelson during joint training camp. I was like right on the sideline, like right where Anthony Nelson was when he made the play. So
one of my underdog picks was Kittle over 3.5 receptions, and I think
there you go
already. So
Bucs can't get off the field on third down. They were in a zone. Purdy finds McCaffrey, who just does enough to get by Antoine Winfield Jr. for the first down. Winfield Jr. makes the tackle. Jamel Dean in there as well, but that's a first down for San Fran. Barack.
So at this point in the game last year when they played, it was 7-0 San Francisco. So
wait, how the hell is the Lions-Bears game still on?
Wait, is it?
No, I got red zone, so it's probably they're probably just flashing.
They might have shown the end of it.
Ooh, another big run for McCaffrey. It's going to get a first down, about 15 yards on the play.
There's a flag.
Bring it back.
Watching without sound, but they're showing Ayuk. Yep, maybe a hold.
All right. There.
Oh, there it is. Okay, I was gonna say at first it just looked like a good block, but
I don't get how receivers don't understand. Like when the person turns around, just let go. They keep holding on. And I get it. Like you don't see the runner behind you, but have a little feel for
first and 14.
That's odd. All right, another sack here. You can try to knock the 49ers out of field goal range. Purdy looking down the field for Ayuk. They're going to get Jamel Dean. Hopefully it's holding and not pass interference, but I think it's going to be holding.
Jamel's he's still down.
Don't make a scene. I guess if you're really in pain and agony, it'd be quite difficult
I think it's
not to make a scene.
You think they're going to call that PI or a hold?
I think it's going to be a hold. That's
Yeah,
probably a hold at the beginning of the route. Damn, that sucks. Man, freaking Carlton and Jamel just cannot stay healthy for long periods of time. Cannot. Nicola says, Jamel Dean has more injuries than pass breakups this year. Damn. Christopher Oxentine says, Antoine Winfield Jr. is getting cooked so far.
It's a tough assignment.
Very tough assignment. I don't think that's been the case. He's been in zone. So. Well, I need a big game from Geno Smith today.
Imagine saying that 2 years ago.
I know. Well, I could have gone. I've had Jordan Love for so long, and he's just sucked. And of course, he plays well today as I bench him.
My fantasy season's slowly just falling apart. I'm in a few leagues, but the not going well.
Yeah,
the one that I have Josh Allen in has just been.
Well, you're going to have a great opportunity, Bailey, because the Jets just fumbled the kickoff at the 20-yard line and it was recovered by the Bills.
All right.
So
no, I'm already. The thing is, that game is just kicking off. I'm already down to a 1% chance to win. So
yeah,
it's not going well for me there.
Whew. Yeah, damn. Jordan Love ended up with 22 points.
Who ended up winning that game? Was that
I think the Packers won.
Did they?
Yeah. Oh, what I was gonna say is I'm in 2 fantasy leagues, and I'm on completely different ends right now. Where one of my teams, I'm 8-2, like I'm guaranteed to go to the playoffs. It's just a matter of like, will I be the 1 seed or the 2 seed? My other team, I'm just trying not to be in last place. So
Yeah,
we'll see. As Josh Allen scrambles, play action or pump fakes. All right, a couple rushing yards for you. I'm just gonna call the Jets game when the Bucs are
yeah.
at commercial.
Sure, everyone will appreciate that.
Stan Glassman says, I got
Looks
Christian McCaffrey, so I'm torn today on him doing well.
looks like Jamel's okay. I mean, he was just standing on the sideline. Didn't look like he went to
Yeah.
the tent or anything.
So, yeah, it looks like they called a holding penalty on
Yeah.
Dean. Purdy looking over the middle, finds Ayuk, who makes the grab for a first down. They immediately pick on Zion McCollum.
Yeah.
Wow. Devon Weatherspoon just got a sack. He's probably going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, all you've seen so far is that when they can't get to Purdy, he's just finding the open spots, which is kind of what you expected. But
in zone.
This drive eclipses 5 minutes.
All right, Jets got a sack. Quinnen Williams, the most expensive decoy in the NFL. As McCaffrey runs to the outside, bad containment by Carlton Davis. I believe that was Kayvon Merriweather getting some time with Ryan Neal. Not yet. Kayvon Merriweather out of Iowa. I put so much money on the Iowa under last night, so shout out for them to hitting it again.
I'm not even sure where Carlton was going there.
Yeah, just terrible angle of pursuit. As Nicole says, Merriweather might be a beast. We shall see. Ooh.
Inside the red zone.
I want Bucs fans to be happy, but I did put a prop bet of Kyle Juszczyk touchdown. So
okay.
I wouldn't hate seeing a Kyle Juszczyk touchdown. Shaggy says, anyone else think Purdy looks like a young John Harbaugh? I haven't really looked at Purdy too much, like without his helmet on. Come on. Give Juszczyk the ball. First and goal. They run it with McCaffrey, who has a lane. They're getting close where they could.
Yeah, they're getting into his territory.
Yeah, he did score a touchdown last week, and he did score a touchdown last season against the 49ers.
Yeah. I brought this up to Scott in the press box last week, and I was remembering and asked if he remembered when. I think it might have been, 2019? I think it was obviously before I was here, but I was listening to you guys, and it was somebody brought up the idea of betting Anthony Auclair for a touchdown every week.
Yeah.
And then if it ever hit, that it would give you all your money back. And I just, that's got to find a player to do that for.
Definitely.
Thinking Payne Durham.
Payne Durham wouldn't be bad now that he plays a little bit. Purdy and shotgun. Oh, he has McCaffrey wide open. Who will walk in? Yeah, as Devin White trails him on the play.
Let's see how he just got that wide open.
Yeah.
Because on first glance, it doesn't look good for Devin White, but
as they highlight him.
Yeah.
Yep. Following
he just never even gets close to picking him up. My goodness.
Devin White was watching a good game. See, the extra point is good. 49ers are up 7-0, and the route is on.
Took them about 9 more minutes to score their first touchdown this year, though.
Yeah, there you go. Progress.
It was really the second quarter last year, though, that everything fell apart.
Because remember, they were only down 7-0 when what's his name? Suckup missed the 55-yarder that everyone knew he had no chance of hitting. Oh, yeah, there we go. All right, Pewter people. Baby boy to Damon says, no Vita, no pressure on Purdy. Kind of been true. Jordan Ridgway said, bet it with Keyshawn Vaughn. Just do it for his entire career. Well, he's not even active anymore.
Yeah.
Chase Edmonds might not be bad. I don't know what his odds are, but I mean, even Rachaad White to score a touchdown was like plus 200 something.
Yeah. Let me see if I can pull this up
real
quick.
Some gambling websites you can live bet touchdowns. Stan Glasson says maybe Devin White has Christian McCaffrey on his fantasy team too. Nicole says no hustle. Yeah, Devin White did not have hustle, did not have loyalty, and did not have respect.
At least one of the sites I'm looking at right now has Chase Edmonds plus 700 over half a touchdown. So
that's what I got Kyle Juszczyk at. Maybe at halftime, if things get out of hand, a Chase Edmonds touchdown prop bet would be fun.
That was a 12-play, 80-yard drive for anyone scoring at home. 7-11 off the clock.
Oh, sorry, baby boy to demand. I'm just an idiot. Okay. that makes sense.
I read it. I also read it as Damon when you said that, but I don't know if it's yeah.
All right, baby boy to demand. Apologies for the mispronunciation. Nicole says, why is the best player on the 49ers wide open? Hell of a question.
Yeah, honestly, like that's the thing is sometimes you can boil down football. Like you can use all the analytics you want. Sometimes you just have to ask the simpler question.
Yeah. Like I think Scott was great.
And dog on the TV.
What a cutie. No, that's great. Scott was fantastic. That Monday after the Texans game, like we go in there for the press conference with Todd Bowles, and he's like, how'd you let CJ Stroud throw for 475 yards and a touchdown and 5 touchdowns? Like,
good question.
Yeah, it is a good question. Just simple, blunt, and to the point. Hezo 813 says, did Kancey get hurt? Haven't seen him. He was on that first drive. They sub in their guys in and out. But I will keep an eye on it for the next drive. Stan Glassman says C-Mac has a 17-game streak with TDs in every game. He's starting a new streak. Yeah, they some people got mad because like they smoked the Jaguars last week, but they kept McCaffrey in late in the game to like try to get him a touchdown. Everyone's like, well, if he would have got injured, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Bucs. Oh, they keep it with Baker on a read option play. I like it. Even Baker's smiling. Yeah, I didn't have that one.
It's an interesting place to call that play.
Yeah.
Interesting spot in the field.
Oh, boy. Zach Wilson back to pass. He's sacked.
Say just before this drive, San Francisco's run 17 offensive plays. The Bucs have run 3, now 4. So
yeah,
closing.
Bucs in shotgun on second down. I really need a big game from Mike. Please throw it to Mike Evans. Nope, just run it up the middle. All right, solid run.
Third and manageable. I don't remember what if it was I think it might be my Pewter preview that I wrote. I said something about that streak for McCaffrey, and I said there's very little chance that he goes 2 weeks in a row without scoring a touchdown. So
yeah,
he got that out of the way early.
God, the Jets suck. 3rd and 4. Bucs were pretty good on 3rd down last week. But again, it's the 49ers. Oh, the offsides?
Was it an early start? No call, I guess.
Oh, Rachaad. Rachaad White over passing yards. Let's go. How's that not offsides? Whatever.
I don't know. They look somebody got an early start there. A couple people it looked like.
Yeah.
They went Rachaad. How was it?
Bucs 1 for 2 on 3rd down.
I like that call. There's some good blocking out there by
Kate Otten almost ruined it, but
yeah. Otten did just enough.
Yeah, Otten did just enough. Trey Palmer up the field. Good block by Trey Palmer. Let go at the right time as well. That's been a issue of his in the past. All right, Bucs get a first down. Baker looking. Another pass to Rachaad White. Go up the field, Rachaad. All right. See, and this is what I said, though. Don't just have a crappy run play every single time. Make the short passes an extension of the run game. They're doing that. They're doing that on the last play and this one with Rachaad White as well.
And he's sure-handed, so it's not like you're not making too much of a risk there. Just getting them the ball out in space rather than – and you see it sometimes. I think they've run a couple of them, those pitch plays they run. Yep. It's almost the same idea. Just get him out in space and let him do – rather than running in between the tackles, which just seems like he doesn't often – a big part of it's not finding holes. Part of it is just he doesn't hit them when they're there.
It's a little bit of both, for sure. All right, they fake the handoff, looking for Tompkins. There's a flag. What do you? Oh.
No. I was watching without sound. Really, just killed that because I'm looking at Devin Tompkins like, what are we doing?
I was like, why is he running backwards? Baker's indicating offsides on the 49ers, which would give the Bucs a first down. But Baker's a little bit biased. But Baker is correct.
Biased and correct this time.
Calls it like he sees it.
Always makes me laugh.
No, go ahead. I was just gonna say
it makes me laugh sometimes watching. It's a lot happens in baseball where now that replay is a thing. Anytime there's a minorly close play at first base, it's always like the player will always call for them to review it, and it's Randy Rosarena does that a lot with the Rays.
Oh, does
he? He always thinks he's safe no matter what.
Jeff the Champ says maybe Canal started watching Pewter Report. Yeah, we've sent them some things his way. Baker to Chase Edmonds. Oh, that could have been Rachaad White. And that's another first down. So, yeah, I guess where the ball originally was, it would still be short of the marker. But, Bailey, this is great. You know, if you want to call this the run game, fine. But these short passes are working.
They're going to run out of time to give me my over 7.5 points.
Unless they score on this play.
Need like a deep shot to Mike or someone here?
Little play action on first down. Sorry, Bailey.
He'll get tracked down at like the 5-yard line.
Yeah.
They'll score on the first play of the second. No, they're content just doing this down the field.
If you just shot through, though. Damn.
There it is.
All right, Bailey, thank you so much for joining me for the first quarter. Sorry your over 7.5 first quarter bet did not hit, but there's still a long way to go, and the Bucs are moving and are keeping it close. But, Bailey, thank you so much for joining.
I appreciate it, Matt.
All right. Thank you to Bailey. You can check out his work at pewterreport.com. He'll have the Pewter Post-Game Show. And rejoining me is Adam Slavon. Adam, welcome back. Your thoughts on the first quarter?
Yeah, so kind of to be expected with the Bucs offense, not really finding a lot of success moving the ball until late there when you saw Rachaad White getting involved in space again. A different guy, very elusive, and being able to be involved in the screens, I think, is going to be critical for the Bucs being able to move the ball. On the defensive side of the ball, Devin White, man, in coverage against Christian McCaffrey on that touchdown, that was a tough watch. And I know there was a graphic that came out this week that he was like one of the best linebackers, like passer rating wise. Not anymore.
Nah. And again, it's the effort, man. It's the effort.
Yeah.
Like, you got to be
just kind of giving up on plays.
You got to be sprinting. You got to be sprinting to that spot.
Yeah. That was a quality.
What was that? You got muted.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. I was just saying it was a quality post you had about he's just watching the game.
Thank you. Whew. Hey, big win for the Packers, man.
Yeah. Getting some momentum, beating the Chargers, but that wide receiver, what's his name? Quentin Johnston with the drop.
Oh, is that what happened?
He had like a huge drop, like wide open.
All right. Seahawks have the ball. Yeah, go ahead.
The Giants won with Tommy DeVito.
Yeah, that was pretty wild.
Yeah. See if Zach Wilson could do the same against Josh Allen.
No, he won't. You won't. Geno Smith threw a touchdown pass, though. That's good for me. Go me.
Go Matty Diamonds.
Yeah, Matty Diamonds, baby. My picks have not been good today. My NFL picks have not been good today.
Kind of a weird week in the NFL.
Weird week for college football. Not a ton of great games. Weird week for the NFL as well. Like even starting off with Thursday with all the unfortunate injuries and Joe Burrow out for the season.
I know we talked about it earlier with players getting fined, but just so many weird, like freak injuries. I feel like it's been the case this year.
And I really hope they don't. Like everyone's saying, oh, the hip drop. Like, oh, Bucs do a little end around with Trey Palmer. Baker's blocking. Baker was blocking Bosa on the play. Holy crap.
Okay, I'm seeing the play now. I'm a little behind you, but
sorry.
Look at Baker. Is he the third best offensive lineman behind Luke Gedeke and Tristan Wirfs? He might be.
He's already a better blocker than K-Dot. What knew when to let go. Great job.
Where to get those lessons from?
Yeah. They throw a screen to Trey Palmer. Head up the field, Trey. All right, first down. It was a 3rd and 1.
He's going to need his run blocking rating up in Madden next week.
He is. All right, Bucs moving the ball better than expected and doing a lot of short and intermediate things.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Just getting – because you're neutralizing the pass rush.
I know Dave Canales likes his boxing analogies, kind of like Rocky Balboa. Just take a lot of hits and keep moving very slowly, but you'll get the knockout.
Vice with the $10 super chat. Thank you to Vice. Says Bosa and Baker have bad blood. Yeah, Baker got asked about Bosa during when we had him for media on Wednesday. I think it has to do. I'm guessing Oklahoma, Ohio State.
Yeah.
Yep. I think they're showing it right now. Maybe not. Maybe. All right. Well, thanks to Fox for showing it.
If Bailey was on right now with the bad blood and the little T-Swift, I know he'd have an analogy there.
But yeah, thanks again to Vice for this $10 super chat.
Yeah.
Tough day for the Bosa brothers. Unfortunately, Nick got hurt. Joey got hurt. Yeah, well, I mean, it's early in the game for Nick, but I'm sure Nick will rebound. 1st and 5 for the Bucs. Fake the handoff. Baker looking, scrambling, running all over. He fumbled the football. Baker fumbled the football. He could have just went down. What are you doing,
throw
Baker?
It away. Yikes.
That's a bad play by Baker Mayfield. I mean, dude, just go down.
Yeah. You're moving the football. You got to be smart there.
That's careless, man.
Yep. Talked about it pregame about Baker being smarter with the football this year, but on that play, definitely took a risk and it did not pay off.
Yeah, that was quite silly. That was quite silly. As Daniel Gomez says, don't try to do too much. Yeah, I mean, he even saw the defender too. It's like, all right, what am I going to juke him? You should have either thrown it away or just slide and take the 1 yard loss.
Yeah.
Like, why even put your body through all that physical harm?
On one drive, he had one of his best plays of the season, blocking Nick Bosa, and then one of his worst, fumbling the football.
Second Royalty says, Baker tried shaking and baking and fumbled.
I like that.
And while we got to pause in the action, let's check up on my fantasy team. All right. Scratching and clawing. Now, if Mike Evans could freaking do something, that would be nice.
This is true. Christian McCaffrey, I went with the higher on the rushing and receiving yards, and he's well on his way.
Yeah, very much so. And Rashad putting a little dent into the receiving yards.
Yeah, about halfway there.
Yeah. Wouldn't hate a big play from Debo as well. I did a 3-person parlay. I did over on the receiving yards for Debo and Rashad White and under on Kate Otten. So I'm hoping to hit that parlay today. Throw it away. All right, cool. Jets going to hold the Bills to a field goal. My phone's blowing up.
This is a good point from number 1 Bucs fan. I don't get why he doesn't just throw it away. It's 1st and 5, not 3rd down. That is such a great point.
That is a fantastic point.
Man. Kind of like situational awareness there. And Baker, he's an aware guy. He's a smart football player.
You know what, though, Adam? He is. But that does remind me of, like the Falcons game.
Yeah.
He threw an interception in the red zone when he absolutely didn't need to. Now, they were able to get the ball back and tie it up. But, again, things kind of change a little bit if he doesn't throw that interception.
It also reminds me of last week against the Titans, too, with that early interception. When you have points available and you don't get them.
Took points off the board.
Ooh, first down run for the 49ers here. Elijah Mitchell gets a first down.
Clearly,
kind of forget about him.
Yeah, clearly. And Payne Durham was right there, too. Damn.
Nick Bosa got payback.
A little bit, yeah. All right, get Debo involved. There you go. Vita Vea. Elijah Cansey's in there as well. Throws the towel after.
Big man's going to eat.
That's right.
They show your Geno Smith touchdown to DK Metcalf.
Yeah, little slants over the middle.
Quarter. Yeah.
A pitch to Mitchell. The pitch is to the outside. We've wanted the Bucs to do it with the Rashad White, but the 49ers have become quite successful at it.
Did you see that guy's military hat? That was sick.
Had
like little plastic soldiers on it.
Oh, cool. No, I missed it. Joshua Porter says, D. White, another missed tackle.
Another one.
Matt Burr says, please do more play-by-play for those of us out of market. Sure, I'll call some of the big ones. 3rd and 2, 11 minutes to go in the second quarter. Bucs defense trying to get a stop as Brock Purdy goes in the shotgun with Christian McCaffrey to his right. McCaffrey goes out of the backfield. Purdy takes a snap. Now he's going to run up the middle, dives, and gets the first down with Devin White in pursuit. Purdy uses his legs and keeps the drive going. I mean, I wouldn't fully blame Devin on this one.
No.
Pass rush can't get there. Yeah, it's tough. Like, even you finally cover all the 49ers players, and then Brock Purdy can just run.
Yeah. That sneaky athleticism. Very balanced 49ers play calling so far. 10 rushes to 11 passes.
Yeah, very much so. Purdy over the middle, looking, has Ayuk. That's a first down.
They had him in motion there, and quick burst right up the middle.
Let's see.
It's a sea of red at Levi's Stadium, but not many Bucs fans.
I think there were a couple of Pewter people that are going. Like Cali Bucs fan, I think, said he was going. Lucas says, I can't watch this team anymore.
Don't give up. It's only 7-0 so far.
Yeah, and the Bucs get the ball at halftime. So
yeah.
There's a tackle for Devin White. Get live 45. Great saying. Wish he was a better player, but great saying.
Yeah. He's
Daniel
not live
Gomez.
very much. It's more recorded, but
Yeah.
there he got live.
Daniel Gomez says, in my opinion, we are being outcoached and outplayed. Respectfully, I disagree. Outplayed, maybe, but outcoached. I mean, the offense just did a great job moving the ball down the field, and Baker fumbled. I don't know. All right, let's see how this drive continues. Purdy gets the snap. Looking on the pass rush is Yaya Diaby, and Yaya gets the sack. Another one for Yaya Diaby in his NFL career. Everybody
Ooh,
do it
unguarded.
with me. Yeah. I mean, fairly easy. The lineman took up Devin White on the play. But again, that's why you blitz, Devin. You cause confusion. I love everybody in the chats doing it.
Yep.
Hell yeah. Let's make this a regular thing. If Yaya keeps getting the sacks.
Hey, he's well on his way.
Yeah. Yaya better than JTS. Debo makes the catch. All right, that's good. Debo gets a couple more receiving yards. Bucs get the stop and will force a field goal. See? They're only going to be down 10-0.
You mentioned it earlier with the Bucs defense being able to stop the 49ers and limiting them to that 3 points.
We did say 5 red zone trips. They were essentially already at 2. You gotta win. Well, I mean, they could get more than 5 red zone trips, but right now it's tied at 1-1 in these red zone trips, field goals to touchdowns.
Yeah.
Problem is, even if you allow that, yeah.
Oh, what were you gonna say? Sorry.
I was gonna say, problem is, even if you allow 23 points, if the other team isn't, if the offense isn't scoring, then it really doesn't matter.
Yeah. I was gonna say this comment here from Wade, Yaya being a steal, drafted in the 3rd round. The past 4 games, ever really since he got that fumble recovery against the Atlanta Falcons, he's been on the up and up and trending upwards. And with Kalijah Kancey and Yaya Diaby, they're home run picks so far.
Not only are they home run picks, but you just have an influx of youth on the offensive side of the football. Pete quoting former Mets manager Yogi Berra says, "It ain't over till it's over."
That's what he's known for.
Yeah,
being a Mets manager.
You got the 1973 Mets to the World Series. They won the National League pennant.
That's fair.
Shaggy says, offense got to put points on the board. Yeah, I mean, they got to do their part.
Yep.
Yeah, that's 3 sacks on the year for Yaya, so he's close to having the team lead. Vita's got 4.5, so he might get it this game.
Yeah, he very well could. He's already tied with JTS, and I want to see the snap count difference there between the two.
Yeah. I mean, last week was the first week that Yaya outsnapped JTS. It's crazy. Let's see, around the league, Jets down 6-0. Seahawks up 7-0. Alex Scott wants to know, this is JTS's 3rd year, right? Yes, I believe so.
Yep.
So Bucs will have to make a decision next year whether they want to, because he was their 1st-round pick, so they do have that 5th-year option. So they'll have a decision to make whether or not they want to exercise it. Right now, I would probably say no.
That 5th-year option for an outside linebacker has to be over $10 million, right?
I don't know off the top of my head, but I think it's rather expensive. Yeah. Wade Butler says, Rachaad White having a decent game so far. Yeah, he's done well. Ryan Hernandez says, absolutely a no. I believe he's commenting on whether to give JTS a 5th-year option.
Like Randy Jackson from American Idol. That's going to be a no for me, dog.
Yeah. All right, 7:21 to go in the 2nd quarter. Any points on this drive would be spectacular for the Bucs.
Make it a 1-possession game.
1-possession game.
Anything's on the table.
And you get the ball at the 3rd quarter.
You know what, Matt? You gotta keep the vibes high.
Yeah, you do. Oh, you got the Arctic vibe. I'm jealous. Best flavor around. Shout out to Celsius, the official sponsor of the Pewter GameDay Show. 1st and 10. Baker and shotgun. Mike Evans not all the way out wide. They're not even looking at Mike. Baker rolling around. There's Payne Durham. Nice little
Bring in
first
the
down
pain.
play. Yeah, bring a house of pain. I believe they're showing. Nope. Never mind. Let's go. Get Mike Evans involved, please. I beg you, Buccaneers. I need a win for my fantasy team. They're going to run
that
it
play
with
they showed Aaron Stinney against Chase Young.
Robert
Holding his
Hainsey
own.
is heated about something.
He is.
Like, absolutely livid.
Never seen him get that fired up before.
No. Baker's 5-7, but only 35 yards. Baker and shotgun. Trey Palmer goes in motion. They fake the handoff to Edmonds. Baker looking, throws down the field. Oh, what a catch by Trey Palmer. See, that's the athleticism that we've come to really enjoy about him. We'll give you a couple seconds.
Oh wow, yeah, that's a nice catch there. Got his feet down. That's big too.
Yeah.
Big play, Trey, making it happen.
Trey Palmer's
Compared to basketball, get that Trey ball.
Yeah, it's off the charts. You spell athleticism. That's a tough word.
That is a tough word.
All right, I'm going to pause my TV for a couple of seconds so you can catch up.
Okay, just snapped it. Edmonds ran up the middle. Got about a yard or two.
I like though that the Bucs they haven't been throwing they haven't been running it a ton on first down, which I like.
Yeah.
Yeah, no catch for Chris Godwin, no catches for Mike Evans. This is like the Super Bowl all over again. People forget that I think Mike and Chris both only had 2 catches in the Super Bowl.
Mm.
And they won 31-9.
AB and Gronk, man.
And Lenny.
Oh yeah.
Free play for the Bucs.
Ooh.
Was looking for Kate Otten. Looked like the 49ers were offsides.
Looks like it was Nick Bosa.
Busy day for him already.
Yeah. Mike Evans on the sideline here on this play.
Yeah, what the hell? What does he need a break for? He isn't.
If he ran 40 yards down the field, that's one thing.
Yeah. All right, they're going to run up the middle with Rashad White.
He fights, but
Only about
again,
2 yards.
yard or two.
It's all right. At least they're in third and short.
Yeah. Whew, rushing offense by year for the Bucs. Since 2015, after Doug Martin's big year, I would say. Haven't ranked higher than 24th in the NFL.
Hey, at least they improved from last year. Baker gets the snap, looks over the middle, he's going to run, holds on to the football, and friggin' bowling balls his way to a first down.
Mike Allstott? No. Baker Mayfield.
Not to be confused with.
Yeah.
Yeah, solid job by the Bucs offensive line.
Yeah. How many quarterbacks are taking that kind of hit, though? I mean, he lost a
Josh,
fumble earlier, but
yeah, Josh Allen definitely.
yeah. Maybe Patrick Mahomes, but
Maybe Mahomes. Bucs will stay in shotgun. They fake the handoff. Ooh. All right, that was just bad for the beginning.
Eric Armstead.
Yeah, that was rough.
Chase Young.
Yeah, so Young had
in the pocket there.
Young had a good rush that at least forced Baker to step up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll make it 2nd and 19. Sounds like Screen City, if you ask me.
Devin Tompkins is in the game too. Speaking of screens.
Yeah. Baker gonna throw over the middle. It's caught by Kate Otten. Wow. Over the middle. All right, Bucs are
that was
business.
Unexpected.
It was.
It's the mustache. That's what it is.
Yeah, he's played better with the mustache. That'd be like a 25-yard play.
Yeah.
It's not going to help my parlay, but whatever.
Mine either.
All right, we're at the 2-minute
warning.
How is morale, Bucs fans? See? It ain't over. They're playing well.
Yeah.
Flash Gordon says, gotta at least get a field goal. I mean, they're in field goal range. They kind of have stunk in the red zone. Zach Jarvis says, damn, Otten needs one more yard and he goes over. Hey, we'll see. Angle says, could be worse. Could be.
I will say, though, we talked this week about the Bucs needing to bring their A game and the 49ers maybe bringing their C game. I would say the Bucs have maybe brought a B effort.
Yeah, I agree.
overall.
I think it's been around a B plus. Like outside of Baker's kind of silly little blunder, I don't know. Are we gonna be infuriated that the Bucs offense allowed one touchdown? No. Yeah, as Brian Hernandez said, could be last year's score. Remember, Bucs get the ball to start the third quarter, so you put up a field goal here,
score a touchdown, open the second half. You're looking at a tie game.
yeah. Or you
Who would have thunk?
Screw it. Why don't you score 2 touchdowns and have a lead in the third quarter?
If you weren't from Plant City Math, you know that would be a lead.
All right, let's go, Gino. 3rd and 10 for the Seahawks. Need those stats. Oh, he's throwing deep. Who's he looking for? Oh, nice catch. Jackson Smith and Jigba. Nice. That was like 30 yards down the field. Hell yeah. And the Jets will get a pick 6. Hey, there's Gronk.
Yeah, Gronk sighting.
That guy is so busy. Like, he's in a different city, like, every day.
That's what it feels like. And then he does countless interviews and always on television. That's where he belongs, though, on television. He's a great personality.
Yeah. Gronk's going to be like, kind of like how Shaq and Michael Strahan, like, some people know them more for, like, what they've done after their career than when they played.
That's true.
All right, a little sweep and end around to Devin Tompkins, who pushes Kate Otten in front. Tompkins all the way. He's going to get tackled at the 1.
Did he get it? Ooh. So close.
All right, Rashad White, anytime touchdown. That'd be pretty nice.
He's like, hey, Kate Otten, here, go block for me, man.
No, that was smart by Tompkins.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's down. All right, running with Rashad White. Rashad White, anytime touchdown. Give it to, oh my God, or Mike Evans. Yeah, Mike Evans touchdown. Fantasy team. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Mike Evans with the score.
At the 1 yard line, why not throw it to Mike Evans? Good things happen.
That's a 7-point play right there. You got 6 points for the touchdown and 1 point for the catch.
First catch of the day. Why not make a play?
First catch of the day for Mike Evans.
Had a mismatch personnel-wise, too.
Yeah, very, very nice. And the Bucs are on the board.
They're baking. Ten to 7 game.
Yeah.
Baker's 15th touchdown pass of the year. And already they've scored as many points as they did in their last season matchup.
There you go. Oh, Josh Allen fumbled the ball. Did the Jets get it? Did the Jets get it? Ah, the ref saying second down. What the hell? Yeah, whatever.
Now, what if the Bucs defense gets a stop here? And then they still have some time, some
2-minute
timeouts, and yeah.
All right, Seattle got a first down. They're moving. I needed that Mike touchdown. Mike has tied New York Jet great Don Maynard for 88 career NFL touchdowns.
And that was Mike's 7th touchdown of the season.
Yeah.
I always think it's fun checking Zach Wilson's stat line. Right now, it's 1 for 3 with 14 yards. Matt, what do you think about Rich's comment here? The distribution of the ball and the scheme set of the plays for the Bucs offense has been quite pleasant so far.
Yeah, they're getting everyone involved, and they're doing it in different ways. They're getting rid of the ball quickly, which I think is most important. And, a couple of end arounds, a couple, not necessarily trick plays, but different looks.
Yeah. Especially with Trey Palmer, getting him involved with his speed. And then you got a guy like Devin Tompkins who really hard to tackle. You got to find him first. And on that play with Kate Otten had a great block, and he was able to find some space. Yeah, so Baker right now is 8 for 10 for 80 yards and a touchdown.
Alex Scott says, I grabbed Breece Hall for over on rushing yards, -1 so far. Yeah, I mean, Breece is a great running back. The problem is everybody knows that the Jets are going to run the ball. So you stack the box. Yeah, the Jets are done. They're down 6-0. Bills are in field goal range. The Jets aren't scoring a touchdown, so they're done. Nicole says Devontae Adams to the Jets next year. Bucs versus Jets, Super Bowl 59.
Hey, I would
That'd
take
be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool.
Aaron in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Jets I guess he sent the Jets teammates video of him working out.
Yeah.
And it blew their minds.
Clearly it didn't inspire them when they fumbled on the kickoff. Just a bad team. Well, they're a good team with a shitty quarterback.
Yeah.
Anyway, first and 10
quarterback is
49ers. Purdy down the field, caught by Ayuk.
Plenty of space.
And he's breaking a number of tackles and heads out of bounds.
Devin White runs him out, but
49ers immediately in field goal range. Didn't have to burn a timeout. Got a minute 33 to go.
Didn't have to burn a timeout because Carlton Davis got burned on that one.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't get burned. He beat him on the play and then
Slightly
went down the field.
toasted.
Slightly
Maybe not
toasted.
burned. Yeah. Missed the tackle.
All right, minute 33 to go. 49ers at the 35. They toss it outside to McCaffrey. Great coverage by the Bucs.
Levante David, Shaq Barrett are there.
Yeah, Levante and Shaq. And that makes it a loss of yards on the play.
They can still kick him out of field goal range.
Yes, they can.
Oh, my bad. They made it up to the 35. I was thinking the other 35. I guess they didn't get much on the kickoff return.
No.
Okay.
Under a minute now. So it doesn't look like the Bucs are going to get the ball back, but, obviously holding them to a field goal goes a very long way.
That it does.
Purdy looking, has a lot of people around him, finds Kittle. Kittle heads up the field for about 8 yards.
Devin White with the tackle there.
Yeah. I imagine the 49ers will call a timeout. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, if the Bucs get a stop here, you would have 3 timeouts with a little bit under 40 seconds.
Yeah. And if they hold them to 3 here and they don't score, if they score a touchdown in the second half, they have the lead still. So
yeah.
See, Marquise Watts is in on this one.
Very cool. Yeah, I mean, that they got to. I guess they don't have to throw with 2 timeouts and 3rd and 3.
Looks like they're really stacking the box.
They are. They blitzed Devin White. They blitzed someone else too, but Ayuk is wide open, and Ayuk stays in bounds. That was an interesting choice. So that means the 49ers got to call another one. Yeah, I don't know why he didn't just go out of bounds.
Another great game from Brock Purdy so far.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just hitting the open guys, Like,
yeah.
It seems like every time the Bucs play zone,
he doesn't have to reinvent the wheel. He just has to boop.
Right. Again, I don't get why he didn't go out of bounds. Whatever. Not my problem.
He wanted to fold the Delaney.
32 seconds to go. 49ers inside the 20. Bucs send the blitz again. Shaq was loose. Purdy gets the ball to McCaffrey, though, who heads out of bounds for a short gain.
That was a great throw by Purdy, trying to find McCaffrey kind of in momentum, but...
Yeah, with Shaq in his face, too.
Yeah. .28 seconds left. 49ers still with the timeout. 2nd and 8. From the 15. Purdy's dropping back.
Right. Kittle
Finds
makes
Kittle.
The catch, goes out of bounds.
Got maybe 4 or 5 yards there. Give him 5. Sets up a 3rd and 3.
See what Tampa Bay does. Do you bring the
That's
house?
a big
Do you
stop.
sit back?
If they can get it, man.
What do you do?
Empty backfield.
Just get the playoff in time. Purdy's going to throw to the back end zone. Just throws it out.
To the cameraman.
Yeah.
I don't think he's eligible.
All right, solid
So,
job by
good for
the
3.
Bucs defense. Hold them to a field goal.
And I would assume the Bucs get the ball back and probably just kneel it out.
Yeah.
Bucs fans, what would you give the Bucs a grade for with the first half? You say it's above average? 13-7? Better than what most fans maybe have expected?
The kick by Jake Moody is good. That'll make it 13-7.
You still sticking by your B plus?
Yeah, I would say B plus. I'm not going to fault the defense for allowing 1 touchdown. They're winning the red zone battle 2-1.
Yeah.
All right.
The only real knock is that Baker fumble.
Yeah. David gave it an F. David, everyone's entitled to their opinion, but you're just wrong. Jonathan Bott, B plus. TL, B plus. Angle, C plus. Akarian Rogers, C plus. Pete, C plus. Baby Boy 2 Daman, B to B plus. Offense B minus, says Jeff the Champ.
And that gives the defense a B.
Yeah.
I'd maybe give the defense a B plus and kind of aggregate to the B grade.
Yeah. Shaggy says within the spread, so I'm happy. That kick will go in the end zone for a touchback. By the way, we'll have the Pewter post-game show whenever this game is done. Scott Reynolds will be on. We'll break everything down.
Matt, one final thought for you. Pick one player that's maybe been most impressive and one that's been most disappointing, if you had to.
Tompkins and Yaya.
Okay. I was going to say Trey Palmer. Probably Yaya, too.
Cool. All right, Baker takes a knee. That's going to do it for the first half. Bucs trail 13-7 to the 49ers, but they're keeping it a close game, which is great to see. Adam, thank you so much for joining. We're going to take a brief break during halftime, and I'll be back for the third quarter. So see you guys in a little bit. All right, we are back for the second half of Bucs vs 49ers on the Pewter GameDay Show. I'm your host, Matt Matera. What it do, Pewter people? As the Bucs start off their first drive of the second half with a run up the middle for Rachaad White. Goes for a solid gain. Let me change the... All right, Bucs have a chance to take the lead. Who would have thought? What is good, Richard? As the Bucs run it again on second down with Rachaad White. That is good enough for a first down. Glad to see you in the chat, Richard. Nicola says, let's go, boys. No conservative drives. Just keep banging. I'm with you. Oh, we got a super chat from the Reverend Mark Fisher. Thank you, Mark, for this $4.99 super chat. Who says, Winfield pushed him out of bounds going backwards. Rule question. I thought the clock should continue to run. Go Bucs, enjoying the show. Glad you're enjoying. As Baker goes deep down the field looking for Mike Evans. It's overthrown by everyone. Get in. Oh, James Cook was so close to scoring. Yeah, it's up to the discretion of the referee. If the player was tackled inbounds or tried to get out of bounds, it's really just, it's up to the ref. Tom says that was the most consistent back-to-back run calls this season. They keep showing Mike. I hope he's okay. Maybe he pulled something on that run. Baker throws over the middle. It's caught by Chris Godwin. Look at that. Chris Godwin's in the game. All right, 3rd and 3 for the Bucs. Ooh. He's going deep down the field looking for Trey Palmer. Oh, Palmer can't make the catch. That would have been a really nice play. Had Ward on him, too. They faked the screen to Rachaad White. Palmer had it in his hands. Just couldn't finish the play. Man, that's a tough one. Bucs will not go for it, even though Tom wants them to. Jake Camarda has not been used too much in this game. His punt. Oh, a fantastic punt by Jake Camarda. It goes down at the 2. Wow. What a great job by Jake Camarda. Shout out to Josh Capo. He's definitely going to be happy about that one. Yeah, maybe a safety, something like that. Shaggy asking about defensive score. Jake Cook, get in. Well, the Jets game is done, but I got James Cook on my fantasy team, and he just scored a touchdown. I mean, Lucas, what do you want? Palmer was open on the play. It was a good throw. Palmer didn't catch it. You gotta throw it to who's open. Brian Hernandez says Palmer has more targets than Evans and Godwin. Yeah, that's true. Lucas says Palmer is not good. Nicola, why would you hate Baker? Mike and Chris are covered, so option 3 is open. Chill. Joel says Palmer should have had stronger hands on that. Yeah, I mean, he should have made the catch. There's no question about it. All right, let's see if the Bucs can get a big play here. You know, they've leaned on the defense a ton this season. All right, 1st and 10 on the 49ers 2. What do? You blitz? No, they run it with Christian McCaffrey. That will not be a safety. Interesting graphic from Fox about the Bucs defense. But yeah, even if you don't get a safety here, you can flip the field position. They go play action. George Kittle is wide open, like wide open. So forget about the field position being flipped. Wide open. I don't know if they like really bit on the play action, but that was tough. Yeah, 5 catches for 63 yards for George Kittle. Purdy throwing deep down the field, looking for Ayuk. Oh, he makes the catch. He's going to score. Yeah, beat Dean on the play. And that's a touchdown, Brandon Ayuk. 49ers just had a 98-yard drive. Jamel Dean's hurt again. Whew, tough one. Yikes. Yikes. Big time yikes. Jamel Dean train is over. And he's hurt again. Called it. Dean is hurt. ... bro. 35 seems to fall down after a big play. Looked like both White and David were looking in at the run. Free release? Why? Dean was in. What else we got? Someone called Deem a bum. Some more poor words for Jamel Dean. Yeah, 98-yard touchdown drive, just not good. MJRBI says Dean thinks he can jump like 10 feet. Yeah, I mean, man to man is better, but that's how you get burned. Lucas Petit says, not even a Celsius could make me enjoy watching this team play like trash. Listen, they've made a few mistakes here and there. It ain't over yet. Bucs offense has moved the ball pretty well. Rainy Douglas says, when was the last time a Todd Bowles defense beat a playoff team? Cowboys start of last year. Yeah, kind of close to it, for sure. Richard Taroka said, they just said Purdy having a career game already. ... again. Oh, boy. God, the Jets are an awful team. Purdy got 3 incompletions. Yeah, it hasn't been good. I mean, a touchdown on this drive and you're back in it for sure. But I mean, the defense, 20 points through through 3 quarters. All of them pretty long drives too, you know. It's not like yeah, it's not over yet. Let's see what the Bucs do on this drive on offense. Why can't we ever run any fake punts? They tried one last year and didn't work. I'd be down with it. MJRVI says, we jump-started Purdy's career last time. Might as well revive it. Bowles will never play man coverage again now. Yeah, sadly, he definitely is going to go back to the old way. Pete says, Jets just ran one. What? All right, Devin Tompkins. Ooh, was that a face mask? Oh, the Jets had a fake play. Thomas Morstead. Nice. To Brandon Eccles. Oh, my God. What a play. That was like the best play the Jets have had all season. Thomas Morstead is a better quarterback than Zach Wilson. How do you spell Thomas Morstead? That is insane. Okay, yeah, Pete, I got what you're saying. Thanks, Pete. Oh, the Jets. All right, Rashad White runs for nowhere. Where you going? Nowhere. Oh my God. Jets are awful on offense. 2nd and 10 for the Bucs. 10 minutes to go in the third quarter. They're going to throw a little swing pass to Trey Palmer, who cannot break any tackles. Third and 11. Baker has time. Looking towards the sideline. Nice sliding catch by Mike Evans. Whew, that was needed. And Big Mike has his second reception of the game. All right, Jamel Dean is questionable to return to this game. Says foot and ankle injuries. New set of downs for the Bucs. 1st and 10, just over the 20. Snap the ball, Baker. Oh, man, he almost ran into Cade Otton. Baker's going to step up. Slings it to Rashad White, who makes a man miss. 1st down, kind of a late hit. All right, the Jets are getting to field goal range. All right, a little play to Chris Godwin. Doesn't go anywhere, but at least they try to get him involved. Yeah, that was a great run by Rashad, as Jeff the Champ says. He just stole 29's ankles. Brian Hernandez says, Ball's too hard-headed to give up play calling. I think it would be very difficult for him to give up calling plays on defense. Baker throws over the middle. Oh, almost caught by Rashad White, who got hit at the end of the play. Maybe he's just mad that he didn't make the catch. That would have been nice, though. All right, 3rd and 10. Bucs need to keep this drive going. It could get out of hand. Baker has the time. Gears up, throws over the middle. Nearly intercepted. Should have been intercepted by Dre Greenlaw. Bucs catch a break without the interception, but it will be a punt. Just looking for Mike Evans. I mean, that would have been a very tight window to find him. All right, David's going on a whole diatribe here. Says the 49ers head coach then revealed the strategy's calculated formula backed by decades of data, a massive spike in winning percentage for teams that hold the ball to end the first half. The bad about the Bucs losing due to Kyle's strategy, I'll buy a $5 super chat every game if I'm wrong. What are you gonna? I don't. What's the bet? I don't get it. I'll make a bet about the Bucs losing. Well, they're up. They're down 20-7. That's a very lopsided bet. I don't really get what you're saying, David, but thank you for the comment. Lucas says Baker is trash. Brandon Palomo says White got scared on that pass. Yeah, a little bit. Richard says Baker's been lucky. He should have 5 to 6 more interceptions in this game or on the season, because you may have a point about on the season. Jeff the Champ says, okay, I'm done. Enjoy this BS. Peace. Yeah, Lucas, I agree with this. He's not bad for $4 million. He's fine at that price. Joseph says, I mean, we knew we were going to lose this game, guys. True. I mean, none of us picked them to win. Mike Evans has 2 catches for 14 yards and a touchdown. Brian Hernandez says we could be down 20. The Bucs would still play with no fire. There you go. Oh, catch the freaking ball. The tight end on Seattle. What the hell, man? I got a fantasy football game to win. I need Gino to rack up these yards. There isn't too much dead money after this year, Jay. Yeah, they're really just paying it off all this season with Tom Brady. Seems like there's a serious injury in the Jets-Bills game. Hope the Bills player that's down is okay. Oh, they got the ambulance on the field. That's never good. 49ers start their drive with a toss to Christian McCaffrey, who breaks a couple of tackles and heads up the field for a first down. I agree with Baby Boy 2, the man says, Bowles is calling an okay game. Dean just got burned. Yeah. I don't know. We've called for the Bucs to play more man. We can't get mad when they play man and it doesn't work. Now Kittle's back in action. Another first down. Yeah, it's been the Kittle and Ayuk show, really. Yeah, I mean, he just smoked Devin White. Smoked him. Devin White is at times is like comically bad. Bucks Basement, $2. Thank you for the super chat. Says, can SR ask Bowles why he takes all the timeouts to the half? Sure. Chris, please ask my question. What's your question, Chris? Someone please ask Dave why they insist on misusing Godwin. For 3 years, Mike and Chris both were elite. Why not try what worked and put Chris at the slot? They've moved Chris around. They're not just sticking him to one spot. I mean, Chris has had some okay games, but I hear you. Like, he doesn't seem like a huge factor anymore. Purdy running up in the pocket, hits a wide open Deebo Samuel. Deebo breaks the tackle of Carlton Davis, and the 49ers are in business once again. Run with McCaffrey up the middle. Oh, get me that use check touchdown. Listen, I don't want the 49ers to score, but we also got to be a little realistic with ourselves. Oh my God, the Jets might score a touchdown. There's under a minute to go. They might score a touchdown. For the first time in 12 quarters. Second and 4 for San Fran. Come on, give it a use check. They're going to run it with McCaffrey. Breaks a couple of tackles, spinning. That'll make it 3rd and short. Stan Glassman, I don't see a super chat, but appreciate it if you do. Oh, I got it. You were answering Chris Prentice's. How do we send money for super chats? Yeah, if you're logged into your account, it should have a little sign that has a dollar sign next to it. Yeah, in the corner. Christian McCaffrey runs, gets the first down. All right, Jets have 1st and goal inside the 10. Zach Wilson throws across the middle. It's caught by... Nope, it's incomplete. Alan Lazard, bad hands. Brian Yukich says, our CBs are the worst guys. Dean Davis have 0 interceptions in like 2 years. Yep. They're good in... I mean, Dean obviously got smoked on that play. They're good in coverage, but not much else. There we go. Got a super chat from the Bucs standard. We'll get to that in just a moment. Oh, no. Levante David's down. That's the worst possible news. Zach Wilson drops back, throws it to Breece Hall. Breece heads up the field. He goes. He's in the end zone. Touchdown. The Jets haven't scored a touchdown in 12 quarters. And Breece Hall snaps the streak. Breece Hall scores a touchdown. God bless him. He's doing the Lord's work. And the Jets are going to go for 2. All right. Anyway, back to the Bucs. Thank you to the Bucs standard for this $5 super chat, who says the new version of F it Mike Evans down there somewhere is F it Rachaad White going to make somebody miss. Love this comment, the Bucs standard. Very true. I mean, at this point, I think you can make the argument that Rachaad White is RB, or not even, he's RB1. He's weapon 2. It's Mike Evans and then Rachaad White. At least that's how I see it. Let's go. Come on. Run, Zach. Run. Run, Zach. Jesus. Well, still a 2-possession game for the Jets. Jerry Cheetah Kent says, depressing for Baker. He is good. Trying to find an emoji. All right, let's see. I guess it would be KJ Britt in the game. It's Servassier Dennis in the middle next to Devin White. Come on, Kyle Juszczyk. Kyle Juszczyk touchdown. Or Bucs got to stop. And they're going to run it with McCaffrey up the middle. McCaffrey gets to about the 2 or 3. Wow, 156 yards for Brandon Ayuk. Purdy looking, throws to the left. Has Kittle wide open. Like, wide open. I'll make it 26-7. Yeah, I'm sure Todd Bowles will say it was a busted coverage. Extra point is good. That makes it 27-7. Poor Rick Stratt. I think he's like the only media member that went to San Fran for this game. So he's probably not having too much fun. Yeah, Long Lost Glazer says Iowa TDs are good. Tight end TEs are good. Yeah, they are. Yep, things are bad. Things are very bad. Nicole says Bowles is a defensive mastermind. Wasn't that 27-7, 34? So the over-under was 41. I doubt we'll see the Bucs score again. We might get Sam Darnold in this game. My prediction was 28-10. So if the Bucs end up kicking a field goal, I will not be not that far off. Yeah, George Kittle has been wide open today. Kate Otten has 27. Damn. I took a parlay where Kate Otten, it was under 26.5. Oh, Gino, what are you doing, man? Yeah, whatever. That was $10. Could really use a Rashad White touchdown. That would be nice. many tackles does Fred Warner have? Or Dre Greenlaw have? Dre Greenlaw has 4. I need 4 more from him. First and 10 for the Bucs. Baker drops back, finds Mike Evans, makes the catch. It's about a 6-7 yard gain. Yeah, Bucs got to go up tempo. There's a friggin' minute to go in the third quarter. And they need 3 touchdowns and 3 stops. I don't think any of those are going to happen. Chase Edmonds is in the game. And they run it to him. And that goes nowhere. I wonder, like, if they go down 35-7, do they just put in Kyle Trask? Oh, Geno Smith going deep in the end zone. Oh, he wanted DK. All right, Bucks Basement, thank you for this $1.99 super chat who says, head coach is getting completely outclassed. Embarrassing. Again, like every single time. He just is not good against this style of offense. 3rd and 3 for the Bucks. Baker really squeezed it into a small window for Chris Godwin, but Godwin makes the catch. Kenny Stats wants to know, can we fire both mid-game? No, you cannot. Why are we still running the ball? Excellent question, Lucas. Why? Why are you running it? Down 20 points. Doesn't make much sense, does it? Yeah, it looked like Chris Godwin was kind of hobbled after that last play. Go, 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 go. Oh, man. Jets picked off a Hail Mary. Oh, wow. 49ers safety Talanoa Hufanga is out for the rest of the game. That could be big time. Oh, Carlton Davis is injured too? Carlton Davis has a hip injury and is out. Oh, my God. All right, well, now this game's done. Jeez. Carlton Davis has a groin. Sorry. Carlton Davis has a hip injury. Levante. Oh, boy. Yeah, I mean, we may very well likely see Kyle Trask. David, it's been an F in the second half for sure. I mean, again, they were down 13-7 at halftime, so I have to say F. But a big play to Raheem Jarrett down the field from Baker, and the Bucs are in business. They need to score quickly, but that was a nice throw. Jarrett was wide open down the middle of the field. And someone's got to play. Someone's got to play. That was the biggest play of Raheem Jarrett's career. Oh, a penalty at the goal line. That's going to be pass interference. Put in Rachaad White. Looking for Cade Otton. Yeah, he just got pushed by Warner. Let's go. Run it with Rachaad White. Chase Edmonds is in the game, though. Put Rashad in, though. It was Chase Edmonds. Or Mike Evans. I'll take another Mike Evans touchdown. Is it Shad? Is it Rashad? It is Rashad. Come on. Punch it in with Rashad. Run it up the middle. Run it. Don't get stupid. Don't get stupid. Run it. Get in. Yeah. Rachaad White. Anytime touchdown. Pewter picks and props. Book it. Book it. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Rachaad White. Anytime touchdown. The Bucs are somewhat back in it. That is 4 touchdowns in 3 games for Rachaad White. Let's go. Pete says, Rachaad White clutch. Vice says, yeah, I might win my fantasy. There you go. Freddie Rothwell says, shouldn't be happy about anyone scoring except Mike or Chris. Nobody else worth it. I disagree with that. Alan Mnemonic says, when you think you got it bad, just remember the Jets have Zach Wilson. Very true. Brian Hernandez says, it's okay. There's no way the defense could ever stop the Hall of Famer quarterback Brock Purdy. Daniel Gomez says, we still have a full quarter left. Or sorry, we have a full quarter left. Let's see what this team is made of. Well, it got that much tougher. And Nicole, I appreciate the spelling for sure. Yeah, so Servase Dennis is going to be in. Then you have it would be interesting to see what they do at corner because you'll have Zion. And if Dean's not playing, and you would like D. Delaney there, but D. Delaney also has to play safety. Yeah, it's not easy. Salah over Bowles, right? I mean, Salah's defense is way better. I don't think that's a stretch. Neither know how to coach offense. Let's see. Bucs need a stop. They need something. Maybe force a fumble on this return? No? But yeah, outside of like the first drive of the game, it's been very difficult for the Bucs to get stops. Oh, that's how Rashad White injured Hufanga? $14 to go. Bucs down 2 touchdowns. And Kyle Juszczyk, that's a false start penalty. Gabriel said odd and flopped. First and 15. They run it with McCaffrey. Bucs haven't been fantastic stopping the run today. Obviously, 49ers going to try to kill some clock. Second and 13. Purdy's got 2 running backs. Well, Juszczyk is a fullback, but 2 backs in the backfield. Kittle to the right. And we got timeout, delay game. Yeah, 49ers have to call timeout. 21. All right, Baker has 161 passing yards. Rakim Jarrett has the most receiving yards. Three players are tied with 3 catches. All right, Purdy stepping up in the pocket. Throws it to McCaffrey. Quickly tackled by Josh Hayes. And Servatier Dennis, a little rookie action. Oh, my back. Fred Warner get any? Sorry, did Greenlaw get any more? Damn. I need a big quarter from Dre Greenlaw. All right, this is a huge third down for the Bucs. Can they make something of it? They send the blitz. Purdy has time, throws. Oh, it's just over the outstretched hands of Brandon Ayuk. The Bucs get the stop that they desperately needed. Come on, Gino. Gino. All right, I took the lead in my fantasy game. I'm up 81-79. I still got Gino, Tyler Lockett, James Cook, Tyler Conklin, and Mike Evans going, and the Bills defense. My opponent has Garrett Wilson and then the Vikings defense tonight. I have the Chiefs kicker tomorrow, so need to stack these points in the second half. What are we predicting for this drive, Bucs fans? I think the Bucs get 2 first downs and then punt it. I wouldn't say Josh Hayes is better than Carlton Davis. What else we got? Brian Molinaro says, tagging's for cowards. Daniel is asking Baker, please don't force the fall. Second royalty, 3 Hail Mary attempts. Paul, a.k.a. Florida Dream House, good to hear from you, man. Says, not over yet, everyone. Yeah, I mean, score a touchdown here. A lot of time. It looks like they honored some military at the game. That's awesome. Love to see that. It's fantastic. All right, Baker and shotgun to start this next drive. 12:25 to go. He throws over the middle. It's almost intercepted. Yikes. Yeah, Nicola, if they do score, I mean, it's a one-possession game. That was very lucky. He had Otten open, too. I don't know why he was looking for Trey Palmer. Ooh, that's going to... Oh, come on. Sauce Gardner just body slammed Stephon Diggs. Fred Warner turning into Dikembe Mutombo. Baker on second down. Finds Mike Evans. That is a catch as he goes out of bounds. And it's a first down. There you go. Baker again. Sideline. Godwin this time. It'll be a catch. Looks like it'll be for about 9 yards. Shaggy's a sauce auditioning for the WWE. Now a run to Rachaad White on second down. It gets the Bucs a first down. Not a ton of yards, but moves the chains. Yeah, I would play a little bit quicker. Remember the Buffalo game? It took them like 20 minutes to score. Trey Palmer makes a catch. It's for about like 5 yards. They called that a fumble? Get the heck out of here. Second and 7. Baker to his right. Oh, had guys all over him, but Chris Godwin makes the catch some way, somehow. Whew. Not a lot of margin for error on that one. Tick, 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 tick. I mean, still, I guess it's a little too early to do the tick, 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 tick. Let's see. Bucs over midfield. 49ers send a blitz. Just gets it to Rachaad White, but there's like no power on that or anything. Baker like kind of backhanded it in an odd way. Baker dumps it off to Rachaad White again. He's going to have to break a lot of tackles, and he doesn't. So that's 2 completions to that's 2 completions to Rachaad White for no gain. All right, 3rd and 10. Big moment. I wonder if the Bucs get like 8 yards here if they would go for it on 4th down. Baker over the middle, fires. It's caught by Godwin again. That's another 1st down for Chris Godwin. Well done. Okay, 8 minutes to go. Remember, Bucs have all 3 of their timeouts. A low snap by Robert Hainsey. Baker fires. Caught by Payne Durham. That's the 2nd catch of the day. Baking that bread. DP Bucks 32 says, Baker, play with your hair on fire. Second and 5. Baker throwing deep towards the end zone, looking for Mike. Either some miscommunication or an overthrow or something. All right, Jets game is done. They're down 23-6. They have an offense that doesn't score. Got to be 2 down territory for the Bucs. Field goals do nothing. Hurry up, hurry up. They get the snap off in time. Baker's ball is tipped. Evans got tackled, but it doesn't matter because the ball got tipped. That sucks. So I think Mike would have had it. Yeah. Yeah. Mike was that was gonna be a nice little slant play. You have to go for it, right? I mean, a field goal doesn't do anything for you. 49ers bring the blitz. Baker's got to get rid of it. He finds Evans, who makes the catch and heads a couple more yards up the field. Ends up getting hit out of bounds. And the drive keeps going. Got a $20 1999 super chat from Trustin Vorbeck, who says, Matty Diamonds, just won $1,000 on my parlay. Here's $20 for you. First of all, congratulations, Trustin. Let me know what your parlay was. He says, my opinion is I am proud of the grit of this team. I like how we at least hang in games that we should not be in. Canals is learning, but is looking good. Yeah, they're hanging around. We could have said that this is a blowout, but they're hanging around. Trustin, thank you so much. Congrats on a cool G. Winning $1,000 on a parlay. Again, please let me know what your parlay was. I was quite curious, or I am quite curious, but hell yeah. And yeah, they are hanging tough. I said it was a blowout, but they're proving me wrong. Baker over the middle. Oh, Tompkins can't make the catch. That would have been a touchdown. Damn. That would have been a TD. Would have made it 27-21 as, oh man, Geno Smith got hurt. But yeah, Trustin, congrats on the big win. Damn. Third and 4. 2 down territory for the Bucs. 6:49 to go. Baker looking. Oh, that should have been picked. That should have been picked, but it was not. Oh, man. All right, Mike's got 15 fantasy points. You got to go for it here. Yeah, Baker should have got picked. Oh, and there's an injury on the play, too. Yeah, he did grab the shirt of Mike. This is a good time to remind everybody that we will have the Pewter post-game show coming up not long after the game, after we hear from Todd and Baker. But, yeah. Okay, 4th and 4. Got to get it. 49ers bringing the blitz. Low snap. Baker's got to regroup. Throws up a duck. And it's incomplete. Mike tried to make the play. He could not. That was a tough one. I'm not going to blame Mike. Let's see. I mean, could you have called pass interference there? I guess he didn't really touch him too much. But he definitely didn't get his head around. Yeah, I was thinking that should have been pass interference. Baker had to get rid of it. The 49ers just brought too many men. There really wasn't anything the offensive line could have done. Antoine Winfield Jr. and Yaya Diaby make a tackle. We are down to the waning moments of this Bucs game. Okay, Trustin, this was his parlay. $25 UFC NFL play. Mick Parkin, Joandrin Brito, Michael Morales, Jags, Packers, Raiders plus 21.5, Dallas minus 6.5. So seemed like a teaser. Texans, Browns, Lions, McCaffrey touchdown. Trustin, that is obviously the first names are UFC. That is awesome. I'm very happy for you. Yaya Diaby. Very happy about that too. That's another sack for Yaya Diaby. He's growing into a star. Dude, the Bucs can get a sack. Get a safety, and don't you dare allow this big run to Christian McCaffrey. Okay, so the Bucs did a good job getting the ball back very quickly. Wait, is the Fox announcer calling Devin White Devin Smith? That is so funny. All right, a solid return by Devin Tompkins. Oh, but there's a flag. There's always a flag. I said special teams needed a big play. Let's see what the penalty is first. Tell us what the flag is. But Devin Tompkins, the best return of his season. Maybe of his career. Told you they need a special teams play. PR roundtable. That's what I said. Oh, yeah, that drilled them. That's a late hit. All right, the Bucs got it at the 15. They got to score here. Another bad snap by Robert Hainsey. Ooh. Rashad White bobbles the catch, but he does make it. Hainsey, get these snaps up, dude. Oh, Matt Stafford's hurt. Oh, no. Is Tristan Wirfs hurt? Oh, my God. Now the season's done. Oh, boy. Pack it in. Season's over. That was right on the back of his leg. Ooh. That was the worst thing. Yeah, Justin Skewell's going to have to come in. Yeah, DP Buck 32 says it best. Man, oh man, when it rains, it pours. Well, we know what they're going to attack. Baker over the middle. Oh, Kate on. You got to catch that dude. Got to catch that Kate on. Jeez. 3rd and 6. Baker throws. The ball's tipped in the air. It's intercepted. It's intercepted. That's the game. It is over. Sad. Sad, sad, sad. Ooh, Sauce Gardner got smoked. And Shakir, oh, God. Jets game is done. Bucs game is done. By the way, the over-under in this game was 41.5. That's going to hold on by a shred. Yeah, it's a tough one for the Bucs. I don't think anyone thought the Bucs are going to win, but, they kept it close. Nicole says, Bros blaming Baker for that interception after he threw a perfect pass to on dropped it. Wow, Brock Purdy's going to run. JTS can't get to him. Heck of an effort, JTS. What are we reviewing here? It's clearly a first down. And now the Bucs start calling their timeouts. 49ers are still throwing it, believe it or not. Shaggy says, had Cleveland -3, Vea over half a sack. Bucs plus 14.5. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Yeah. Bucs are down 13 at the moment. I had the Niners at 11.5, so going to be a double winner. I think I had over. I think I had the under 41.5. What did I have? Yeah, under 41.5. McCaffrey up the middle. Stopped. We got a $3 super chat from Baby Boy to Demand. Says, thanks for reading out so many of my comments. Yeah, well, appreciate you being in the chat. You had a lot of good comments, and we try to get to as many as we can. Obviously, super chats get first priority, but if you have a good opinion or question or anything like that, we like to we like to put it on the screen. So yeah, thank you very much for the super chats, and you deserve to have your comments up on the screen. Thank you to Baby Boy to Demand. Conklin. Tyler Conklin just got a reception. It's about time. Bucs get the stop on 3rd and 2. Now, do you call the timeout, or do you save your timeout because you got the 2-minute warning coming? I would save the timeout. Why the hell did you call your timeout then? Why'd you let friggin' 15 seconds off the clock? That was dumb. That makes no sense at all. Either don't use the timeout and go to the 2-minute warning, or you call the timeout immediately. Yeah. That was incredibly dumb. Like, what? And you're gonna call that timeout just so the 49ers can go for it. And McCaffrey got stopped. The Bucs are gonna have good field position. Wow. All right. If only they could have scored, wow. Okay. I mean, it's not going to do a ton for the Bucs, but hey, shout out to the rookies making a play. Phil, I kind of disagree with this comment. You come away with 2 field goals and you have a chance to win. But you also got to factor in, because the Bucs didn't get it on that first trip to the red zone, that's why it pinned the 49ers back. And then Devin Tompkins was able to have that great return. So if you kick the field goal, the 49ers start with the ball at the 25 again, and then the Bucs have to drive all the way down just to kick another field goal. So it doesn't totally add up. Okay, Baker starts with a... Oh, my God. Gaydon got absolutely drilled. Gaydon got smoked. You score before the 2-minute warning. That would be big. Baker rolling out. Oh, just get rid of it. Yeah, got to get rid of it. All right, 3rd and 2 for the Bucs. I mean, obviously it's 2 down territory, or else the game's going to be done. And they run it. Yes, because it's not like time is of the essence. I know it's the 2-minute warning, but you still need chunk plays. Brian Hernandez says, Bowles doesn't know how to beat good teams. As Tom says, all right, boys, we got them right where we want them. Rams trying to make it a game against the Seahawks. Yeah, as Freddie Rothwell says, we got a lot of division games left. Yeah, this was the game to lose. If they were going to lose, it would be this week when the Saints and the Falcons don't play against a 49ers team that you probably weren't going to beat. It doesn't help with your overall NFC record, but I only think the Bucs make the playoffs through the division. Oh, what? That was a bad call by the ref. Yeah, Phil Trippy says it really well. The easiest part of the schedule is left. Saints and Falcons are playing cupcake schedules. Quit crying. It's embarrassing. Yeah, everything's in front of them. They still get to play the Panthers twice and the Falcons and the Saints. So realistically, you got to beat the Falcons and take advantage of playing the Panthers twice. All right, Baker trying to go deep. He couldn't. There is a flag on the play. By the way, Tristan Wirfs is back in. So that's good. Nope. Penalties declined. Baker on 2nd down. Dumps it off to Cade Otton. Yeah, Nicole, we are right around Thanksgiving, as Nicole says. At least Wirfs is back. Let's be grateful. Miller Thomas says, you lost 5 of 6 games. You're not winning the division. The last division Mayfield will win is the Big 12. Well, I mean, the Falcons just lost to the Cardinals and have lost 3 in a row. The Saints haven't looked good, plus their quarterback's hurt. No game is going to be easy for anyone. Every team in the division has lost 5 games. And Baker sacked again. Tristan Wirfs allowed this one, but Tristan can't really be feeling 100%. Freddie Rothwell says, y'all are delusional again with the most dead cap in the league. What the F did you expect? Borrow? Hurts, like Burrow hurts, like we got no money. Yeah. This was always going to be a tough rebuild-ish type of year. 4th and 17. Baker's got to heave it deep. A lot of Bucs there. And the ball's knocked down. That's it. That's all, folks. As Ronaldo Fontanez says, it's very difficult to watch Tampa game. Yeah, it is. So the Bucs are going to lose. That'll put them at 4-6 on the season. Oh, I never put the fourth quarter. Whoops. That's 4-6 on the season. Depending on what you got the line at, I got the 49ers at minus 11.5. Is that what I got them at? Yeah, minus 11.5. So that means that hit. If you got the Bucs at plus 13.5, then you would cover. And the under was 41.5. That's going to hit as well. So another under in a Bucs game. Shaggy says, hit that like button. Yeah, appreciate all you guys. We're going to have the Pewter post-game show in a little bit. We got a super chat as well. Thank you to the Bucs Standard for this $10 super chat, who says, it's obvious Light deserves to stay and Bowles deserves to go. Still unsure of Baker, though. Some drives, it looks like he could be the guy, and then he makes a what was that rookie type of throw. Yeah, it's a really great point, Bucs Standard. So that's why I think Baker's proven that he's fairly average. He could help win some games. He could also lose some games. I wouldn't say that he necessarily lost this game for the Bucs, but his fumble was very, very costly earlier in that game. And then his teammates didn't help him out later. Like Kate Otten should have scored a touchdown, but that wasn't the case. Wow, Tim Boyle's in the game for the Jets at quarterback as the Jets are down 29-6. Anyway, that's the Jets. We're talking about the Bucs. Bucs are now 4-6, but the whole division is in front of them. So we're going to have the Pewter postgame show in a little bit, but that's going to do it for myself on the Pewter GameDay Show. Thanks to Bailey Adams and Adam Slavon for joining me earlier. Appreciate all of you, the Pewter people, for joining me today, this afternoon. We'll be back at it again next Sunday when the Bucs play the Colts. And stay tuned for the Pewter postgame show. Thank you, everyone. Peace out.